It's time for the repeat of last year's final. The Triumph Knights taking on the Shivaji Park Lions, who fell short by 3 runs in that thrilling grand finale last season, remember? But this time they clash in the group stage. Big game, big hitting stars. Two very well-known captains in Mumbai circles take on each other in this Monday evening clash. A decent crowd in as well. Time for us to welcome the umpires for this game as they arrived earlier today in this snazzy, fancy, swanky-looking Skoda. The two umpires, Anil Dandekar and Pranav Joshi, or as they say in Marathi, Zoshi. I'm going to get a few Marathi pronunciation lessons from my co-commentator, senior man, Mumbai stalwart, Milind Rege. Good evening, sir.
Good evening to you, Manish. What a game we had, the previous one, isn't it? Live, the games are going to the wire, and that's the best part about it. Shivaji Yadav telling his players what to do. I think this also will be a great match because, like you said, finalists last year, both of them need a desperate win. Let's see how far it gets.
Time for all of you watching in, those fantasy cricket geeks, to make the changes that you need. I'm looking at Yashni Cholkar. He could be the key bowler. Of course, Akash Parkar, the danger man as well, and Surya Kumar Yadav, always someone you can bank on. Hari Gaukar has threatened to go big. The Shivaji Park Lions have that one man, the big six hitting Shivam Dubey. Hardik Tamore, after a terrible game yesterday, still finds a place in the side. Ronak Sharma can bat and bowl both. Vijay Gohil is still part of this lineup. Varun Jode comes in this lineup. In that finals last year, the Shivaji Park Lions were chasing, but that's a thing of the past now. Surya Kumar Yadav's side, the Knights know that they have to keep their winning momentum going. The Lions still searching for their first win. We had an absolute cracker last night against Shreyas Iyengar's side. Sachin Yadav will want to up that strike rate for sure. Sachin Yadav, the southpaw. We've had a couple of very interesting first games, the one yesterday and today as well. Rudra Dhande this time opening the innings instead of coming in in the middle order. An opportunity for him as well. So a new look opening combination for the Lions from Shivaji Park. Right, so Milind Rege has had a first-hand look at the pitch earlier today. How do you think it's likely to behave in the second game?
It's entirely a different aspect because this pitch is now you're playing this game under lights. The dew will play a huge part in it. Pitch remains the same way, but batting second will be better than batting first.
Not a shy at the stumps, but very quick to get off the mark with that single. Rudra Dhande. Good toss to win then for Siddesh Lad. Knows these conditions very well. They call him the crisis man in Mumbai cricket. He'll hope this new look opening pair can get them off to a good start. For a change, a different kind of setting for them. They're not chasing this time. Batting first, what kind of score do you think they're looking at? As a safe score, because we saw how close it got last night.
Well, I think from now on, Manish, we've got to look at our past score differently because the wicket is playing differently. The wicket is a very tired pitch where so many games have been played, so many overs have been bowled. I would think about 165.
Closing the face of the bat there. Getting off the mark, always a good feeling. Sachin Yadav there. A slip in place. Now, maybe Siddesh Lad believes that you may not be such a factor. Unless it's about saying, it really doesn't matter. Let's set a target. Let's play without pressure. It's gone upish, and that's gone. Hitting the upper half of the bat for Rudra Dhande. Never in control of that shot. Slightly back of a length. Went through with the shot. Did check it at the last moment. And that's led to his downfall. Wicket in the first over for Royston Dias. Have a look at that. Very well judged by the mid-on fielder. He was way ahead inside. He loved it, didn't he, the bowler? Rudra Thande goes for one. The Lions now 2 for 1. So then, we've said so many times during this tournament, Dinesh Lard, crisis man, crisis man. It's time for him to live up to that label now.
Yeah, he hasn't done well in the first 2 matches. It's about time that he carries the bat. He's got to play nicely. He's got to play in long innings. And probably bat till the very end.
Slip in place. Shot, upish once again, chance of another wicket. Mid-ons in pursuit, that lands safely between the 3. All 3 were interested at one point. Well,
surprised him, that bouncer. It didn't come up well. Got the edge of his bat, top-edged it. And in no man's land, really. His heart must be in his mouth, Siddesh Lard. I think it's time that Lard takes up the responsibility and plays, and not play casual shots like this, because his staying there is so important.
Well, Siddesh Lard hasn't lived up to, can't say potential, but his reputation really. Hasn't even got starts, just the one start against Andheri, not against the Blasters. Here's his 3rd opportunity. His team's lost 2 matches. There was a fair bit of room there. Just let it go. Wants to stay there at the crease. Wants to put a price on his wicket.
You see that one wild slog, really, not necessary. In the first over of the day's play. And a lollipop, a sitter to mid-on.
Caught Karan Shah. He knows the camera's on him. That very animated, exaggerated celebration there. End of a good over for the Triumph Knights. 3 for 1, the Lions. The Shivaji Park Lions lineup saw a couple of changes. No Swapnil Pradhan, and therefore they came in with a new look opening combination, which hasn't worked. Dhande sent in to open, got out playing what Milind Rege would refer to as a pathetic shot, if I may borrow that word. With your permission, sir.
Poor, reckless shot, really. Because I know it's one thing coming in batting in the opening in a power play and being a pinch hitter. But it's another thing coming and being reckless. You've got to be careful. The side has sent you to open the innings to play a game which gives you at least 40 runs in the 45 runs on this wicket in the power play. But you come and take a slog, not right.
Surya Kumar Yadav has put himself in that first slip. Again, off the back foot, nicely punched away. On the offside is another change. Young Varun Zozode is also part of the 11. Mr. Rege, did I get the pronunciation right? Zozode?
Perfect. I would also think that in the batting order for the Lions, and this entire tactic of somebody coming down because he can slog.
Well, that's our speed gun, human speed gun. How many kilometers per hour? 87. Oh, Karan More. Wow, someone give him a jersey.
All Karan More fans.
KM meant kilometers. It's actually Karan More then. Shy at the stumps. And it has been referred to the third umpire. Some work then for Anand Overlekar, the third umpire.
Let's have a look. Looks close. Oh, he's through. He's safe lane. He's safe lane. There's no issue. Coming back to my earlier comment, decision obviously a not out. Coming back to my earlier discussion with you on the batting order, I think it's time that the senior Mumbai players come and bat with each other, take the brunt upon them, and not allow that responsibility to fall on the lesser people.
Oh, play and miss. How close was that to the outside edge? I'd love to watch Shivam Dube come in at number 4. Doesn't matter when the wicket falls, this over, next, whenever. I'd love to see him get more overs to bat.
Yeah, that's a beauty. Just left him. Ball will move under lights. The new ball does have this tendency to move under lights, beating all ends up. So this entire theory of coming at a time when you need to slog the bowling, it doesn't gel with me, because you're the best in the business in your team. Come and bat at higher numbers. You can do it in the 15th, 16th over, or you can do it whenever you want. But don't allow the responsibility to fall on lesser shoulders.
Also, if Dube comes in to bat higher up, he'll also trust his partner enough to run the single, which he didn't do last night. Also in last year's finals, and you were extremely critical of it, especially last night, and that could have been the difference between winning and losing, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, last evening when he didn't take that single, he could have got probably 2 runs. But if you tell me that he didn't know that the ball was misfielded, he would have gone to the other end, completed, he would have got 1 instead of 2, and still get the strike. So that was a major blunder on the part of Shivam Dube last evening.
End of 2, 5 for 1. So, quick look at the lineups. A couple of changes for the Lions, batting first after winning the toss. Here's Dias with his second over. A slip still in place, bowling that lovely line. He's found his rhythm in the first over, and it's clearly when you get a wicket, somehow everything seems to fall in place, isn't it?
Yeah, he's striking a good line, going for a good deal of pace also. He's got strong lad, boy. What I don't appreciate is the experimentation these boys start doing after they bowl 1 or 2 deliveries. If the previous 2 balls haven't gone for another run, why do you need to experiment? Just bowl a tight line, make use of the swing. You have a slip in position.
Upish. It's a generational thing, I suspect.
What's generational about it?
Lack of patience.
When you play the game of cricket, you need to have patience. I'm not talking about a test match. Even here, you need to be patient. You cannot hit every single ball for a 6. You got to assess the game and do it accordingly.
And they blame it on the format. You know, it's okay to take these risks and try new things in this format.
Well, but Of course, you have to, but if you want to be reckless, it makes no sense, isn't it?
It's always good to see Milind Rege not mince his words, talk straight, like a proper, if I may use the word, Khadus Mumbaikar. And it's a compliment. Shot, this time much straighter, plays it away. Could that be 4? No, it will be cut off. Or before they get 2. Karan More on the boundary line there. He's got a fan who's come here, turned up at the Wankhede without a t-shirt. He's painted his number and his name in front and at the back.
That's what this T20 is all about. You have such a big fan. Fan mail is the right word? Yep.
Well, male fan in this case. Fielder in pursuit. And again, Karan More. I'm sure he's aware, he's seen that fan in the stand somewhere. But, Milind, you played here in front of a massive crowd. Wasn't that the first ever game at the Wankhede? No television coverage, but 15,000 people in?
Oh yeah, there could be more, I think, because in those days there was not much cricket on. There was no cricket on television at all. In 1974, Bombay versus Baroda, the first ever game at the Wankhede Stadium, the newly built stadium. Where you had the likes of, after this delivery, nicely square cut. Goes like a rocket to the boundary. It would have been a terrific catch had he made it. Absolutely superb catch. It would have.
That's so reminiscent of Fasana Jayasuriya, that short arm jab. And that flew in that backward point region. They will get the first boundary, the Lions. An opportunity for Sachin Yadav to free his arms and just go for it back himself. I'm sure he feels better. We're talking about that 1974 game. Let me tell our viewers, Milind Rege has shown me a photograph from those days and used to look quite debonair.
So you're trying to say that I don't know, look now, is it?
More on that in the next over. 3 gone, 14 for 1. Mohid Awasthi with his second shot, pulled away. Will that be 4? It's racing away through the green carpet of the Wankhede. Terrific effort there. Desperate dive, Karan Shah the man. He dived, stopped the ball and was back on his feet in a flash. Well done to that young man.
This was a certain boundary. What a super chase. Look at that chase and the sliding. Oh, fabulous. Certainly 2 runs saved. Great recovery also. Coming back to your earlier question of that 1974 game, when we first played at the Wankhede Stadium, the Mumbai batting lineup was Gavaskar, Mankar, Wadekar, Sardesai, Ashok Sardesai, and then Farooq Engineer played that game. And Eknath Solkar, that was the team. And the fielding positions were, when Wadekar led the team for many, many years, nobody was told where to go. They just went and stood. The team didn't change for 5-7 years, and every time they won. But those days are gone and over because other teams are now taken over. Stronger teams, the development of the game has reached all the Mufussil areas of India, and as a result of which Mumbai finds it hard. Not that Mumbai's gone down at all, but other teams have come up.
Yes, the golden generation of Bombay cricket. So many stories. Eknath Solkar was the short leg specialist, wasn't he?
The best in the business.
Referred to as Eki Solkar, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, Eki Solkar. He was so brave to stand over there. No helmets, no shin guards, no nothing, absolutely. And he took those fantastic catches In fact, when Pras, Chandra and company bowled Bishan, Venkat, the batsmen were worried about Eknath Solkar, probably as worried as the bowling attack. That was the great Eknath Solkar.
I don't know if the T20 Mumbai commissioner, Mr. Gavaskar, is tuned in right now. But he once played very smartly, but there's a fielder there. They will steal a single. Parikshit Valasankar. I remember once Mr. Gavaskar shared this terrific anecdote about this phone conversation he would have from Australia. He would only say, "Hello, how are you? I'm fine, thank you." If we do get a chance to have Mr. Gavaskar in the commentary box, we'll try and request him to share that story with us.
Oh, Eki Solkar was a sweetheart, really. He was everybody's friend. Nobody had anything to say against him. He was such a good human being, and of course, an outstanding cricketer.
The slip's gone now. Again shot. Was there an edge? Oh, for a second I thought there was an edge. Trying to glide that down to the third man region. But he's working up some good pace as Mohit Awasthi.
It's always a good ball, bowling from the edge. And there was not much movement, but the ball with that angle, oh, there was slight movement, you can see off the pitch. What a super delivery. What a nobody, just not good enough to touch it.
So moved further away after it passed the batsman. So there's something in there for the pace bowlers.
And it always happens with the lights on. First few overs, the ball does move with the lights on.
This time slapped through the covers region. So much room to play with. Nice. Stands upright. Controlling that shot very well. Applause from the coach Wasim Jafar as well. 4 gone, 22 for 1. It's not been a flying start for the Lions. They've lost the 1 wicket of Rudra Dhande. No Swapnil Pradhan in this lineup. The Dhande experiment hasn't worked. Kotkar and bowled Royston Dias, who's bowled 2 very good overs. And we have a change in bowling from the media end. Let's take a look at that boundary. Completely in control of it. Playing it in front of square, always a good sign. Would have felt good. In comes Parikshit Valasankar.
A good tussle between Parikshit Valasankar and Siddesh Lad. A real challenge for Valasankar. Oh, beautiful. I love these back foot shots which are played with the full face of the bat. The straighter you hit them, the better it is. There's a huge gap between mid on and long off.
And there it is, the Atul Project's fan army. Always up on their feet. They found some good space, some good real estate at the Wankhede Stadium in the lower tier of the Garware Pavilion. What's the best stand to watch cricket from here? Is it the North Stand? They've got a really loud fan club. I believe they have a Twitter handle as well.
The best place to watch cricket from anywhere in the world is with stands where there are people who are enjoying themselves. Certainly not an air-conditioned box. You do not get the atmosphere at all. How do you know that the ball has struck the bat? You don't know it. You don't know the noise. You don't know anything that happens when you sit in an AC box.
Romance wins over comfort. Even when it's 40 degrees outside, you want to sit in the sun. A decent crowd in the VIP box as well, enjoying a cool drink and some. We saw some pani puri the other day. I wonder what's on the menu today.
You know, when you sit in an AC box, I've always felt that you need to hear the sound. Maybe some kind of technology can be developed where you have got some speakers, loudspeakers in the AC box, so that you can hear the sound from outside. And that you get a feel of the game.
Well, they did try 3D cricket coverage a few years ago of the IPL. Technology can throw up funny experiences. Not inside, they're standing outside, and they will love watching that show from that gallery. Just a shade shot for Siddesh Lad. He's very quick to pounce on it. 5 gone, 29 for 1.
So 29 for 1 at the Shivaji Park Lions. Siddesh Lad, the captain, batting on 8. Yadav giving him good company, batting on 19 in 19 balls. Shivaji Park Lions winning the toss, electing to bat first 1 over of the power play still to go. Good start this is. Wonderful settings here at the Wankhede Stadium. Lights taking full effect. Decent gathering of people here on a Monday evening as we welcome in the commentators box a man with a wonderful voice and a wonderful personality, Charu Sharma. Good evening, Charu.
You're too generous. Hi, Rosanna. Good evening. Oh, you got that right. Great atmosphere here, and what a weekend we had. Huge crowds. And T20 Mumbai is now just singing along fabulously. Of course, this is a Monday, so on a weekday you expect lesser people in the stadium, and that's how it is. But still, plenty of people here, and they've been treated to a fantastic finish in the first game. We hope we'll get another cliffhanger this time around.
Just hope to get that. Just trying to glide that to its third man. But what a match that was, the previous one. Shams, Mulani, beautiful.
Just brilliant. Last ball, last over. Here we are again. That's what we want to see. Didn't have to hit that too hard. 90 short, moving away. Siddesh Lad, of course, we know is a fabulous batsman. I keep saying this. I just don't think that he's perfect for the T20 game. Of course, now you have to be multi-talented, whether it's the long format or one day or the T20.
Shot ball pulled away on the bounce towards deep square. Just a single, as you rightly said. Yes, you have to be a multifaceted player. Be good in all formats.
Well, we just saw some brilliant fielding as well by Karan Mori on one side, Karan Shah on the other. So it's all good here. And Akash Parker also one big Mumbai star. Now he's a little more, I mean no disrespect to Siddesh Lad, who's a fabulous batsman, but somebody like Akash Parker, being the kind of all-rounder he is, he can give you 4 decent overs, and he can certainly give you a very decent knock with the bat. He has already proved his worth several times over. Big tall man, can hit the ball a long way. Plenty of sixes in the bag for him. Unlike what we expect from Siddesh Lad. We expect him to play his natural game, which is subdued, which is correct.
He's absolutely subdued, correct. Nicely played once again towards square third man for a single. Siddesh Lad, of course, the son of a renowned coach, Dinesh Lad. There's the Dream 11 top picks for this match. Surya Kumar Yadav, 88.98%. Shivam Dubey, 87.52. Gohil, 76.09. But these two big stars, Surya Kumar Yadav and Shivam Dubey.
Oh, yeah, they are. Ronak Sharma's also had a very good tournament. But Surya, of course, is the big daddy here. Also, Shivam, the way he played yesterday, just magnificent. Unfortunately, the team lost by only, what, 3 runs or so in the end. And taken. We think that's fair. The batsman just stands there in despair. Maybe a little bit of hope. But Parikshit at backward point, magnificent. Low, the ball was dipping, hit very hard. And Yadav's nice opening knock here might have to not be enough for his team.
Yes, brilliantly taken. What a wonderful catch that was. Actually picked it up inches from the ground. Parikshit Valsankar taking that catch. Sachin Yadav on 20, 31 for 2.
Right arm round, 2 to come.
So the new batsman is Nikhil Patil. But what a catch that was taken at backward point. Nikhil Patil, the left-handed batsman, getting ready to face his first ball. What a catch, Parikshit Walshankar at backward point, one of the most crucial positions in any format.
Without question, they've fielded really well, both the Karans on either flank. And take another look at this one. Low to his right, diving, and the ball dipping on him. That's just such a difficult catch, only because when the ball's dying in front of you, whether you go for it or not.
Itching to get off the mark like every batsman, wanting to get that single, wanting to get rid of that zero. There is slight confusion of yes and no.
Let's take another look at that catch. Oh, it was struck very fiercely. And let's take a look at the celebration now. There we go. He's muted. He's all right. He's tough. Well done. No wild celebration. And I don't mean to sound old-fashioned, but I like this. You know, the job's done. You've taken the catch. What's the point wasting any more energy?
Is absolutely taken the catch. No point in wasting your energy. Once again, good fielding. A dot ball. Power play comes to an end. 31 for 2.
Live scores, news,
Team preview,
Match predictions.
fan code. Fan code.
fan code.
No ads, pure sports.
Left arm round.
So the power play was done. Siddesh Lad winning the toss, selecting to bat first, but 2 wickets lost in the power play.
Well, not just that, but not too many runs scored either. So this has been a very poor power play yet again for the Shivaji Park Lions. They've played 2, lost 2. So plenty of pressure on Siddesh and now Nikhil.
A bowling change. Plenty of pressure. Yash Ticholkar starts with dot ball. Once again, a left-arm spinner in action.
Well, I mean, take your pick. There are hundreds of them obviously in Mumbai, and many of them are so good that they made it here to T20 Mumbai.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Today we saw Rahul Sawant, Shams Mulani, Yash Ticholkar. Yesterday, Karsh Kothari. What a spell that he bowled. The wicket that he took off Siddesh Lad has to be one of the best wickets of the T20 League Mumbai.
Without question. Pitching maybe just outside leg, taking the off bail. Magnificent. Got another in the same over where the next man in played all over it, got bowled. And it's not easy to bowl top-class batsmen here. So that was particularly special. We'll see what the Shivaji Park Lions have to offer today. They are under pressure, and yet they have to play fearlessly.
Yes, absolutely. They have to play fearlessly. Nikhil Patil. Down the leg side. That'll be a wide.
Ball, Leach.
They could use all the bonus runs they can get, Shivaji Park Lions, because the one thing they haven't really been getting is runs. The bowling, I suppose you can't blame that too much, but you need more runs to defend. And remember that they won the toss, and Siddesh said, I'm going to bat first because I'd like some runs on the board, but this has been a very poor start. Who's going to accelerate? Perhaps Shivam Dubey now. He came in at what, 6 or 7 the first match, came in at 4 or 5 the next. I think he should be slotted to come in at number 3 because, well, already at number 4 though. So I don't know why Nikhil was sent. Maybe you'll find out. Now, didn't quite get to hit the meat of the blade there.
It is absolutely, Charu. I think these big hitters need to get that number, get that position where they can get overs, where they can score, maximize the potential. Many times, few overs that they get to bat, few overs to express, and that's where they're not able to get maximize their potential. Once again, played towards sweeper cover. Just a single.
The choker, let's go back to his wickets against Eagle Thane strikers. That was a bit of a sacrificial part to it. Big one there towards deep mid wicket. Also a relatively easy catch, and then finally same region, similar region, another catch. Obviously they couldn't quite come to grips with his lack of pace.
He absolutely couldn't quite come to terms with this lack of space.
What's happening to the birthday boy here? Akash Parker keeps losing grip on the ball. However, 7 and gone, 35 for 2.
So that's the Atul Project's skyscraper run graph. Not many skyscrapers though, just one where 8 runs that was scored. Birthday boy Akash Parker being given his second over. What a special day this is. He's already got his 1 wicket and playing on a birthday at the 1K.
And has given only 2 runs away. So this has been a terrific spell for Akash Parker. And of course, when he comes out to bat later, not that we see a big score at this point of time, so maybe it's going to be a low total to chase, which will suit the Triumph Knights very well, thank you. But yeah, nice way to celebrate your birthday. Go play a match at the 1KD, win it, we think, from current evidence, and then go back home and celebrate. Fantastic. Memorable birthday, we hope.
Oh yes, hope for a memorable birthday. We remember in the Indian Premier League final, it was Kieron Pollard's birthday. Did well, Mumbai Indians won for the 4th time.
Yes, they did. What a fabulous match winner he is. Didn't get too many fantastic knocks in this IPL, but of course he contributed heavily as always. And it's bowling less and less. But, you know, Siddesh Lad here had that short and wide ball. Normally he might have spanked it, but there is a deep point and a third man. So he tried to play it into the ground, got no runs at all. And this is not good for the Lions. Same ball. And that's what he may have wanted to do the previous ball as well. He finally threw his bat at it. Could have been a little dangerous in the third man's hands, but he found the gap.
Oh, it's not only the viewers listening to Charu, but Siddesh also is keeping an eye. Nicely played, and also listening to your thoughts. Nicely played. It was slightly uppish, but away from the third man fielder. And welcome boundary for Siddesh Lad. Good batting that. Few more shots like that required for the Shivaji Park Lions.
That's what I say, you know, he's a reluctant player in the air. Or he's reluctant to play in the air because he's such a fine batsman in the classic mold. And, of course, for Mumbai, their go-to batsman. But this format requires more adventure at times.
Yes, absolutely adventure. This time all along the carpet. Brilliant batting this. 2 back-to-back boundaries behind square on the offside. Good batting.
He was listening. This time, of course, got his wrists nicely over that shot. No risk at all.
There's no risk at all, and textbook, copybook, brilliant batting. Rolling his wrists, as you said, Charu, and finding the gap as well. That's the key.
It's very close to that backward point fielder, Parikshit, we think. Akash Parker here becoming a little predictable, slightly short, outside off. That's what he set his field for. And once again, but now Siddesh misses out. There's a direct throw, an appeal by Akash. They do not run off that ricochet, but it will be referred. Now has Nikhil been caught napping at the non-striker's end.
Because whenever there's a direct hit, that was Vinayak Bhoyer with that direct hit. It's always something that we need to look at. And they did not go for that overthrow as well, where Siddesh Lad was giving him a call. Can we run, run, run? Oh, not the best of techniques to ground the bat.
Nikhil, not this way, no! What were you doing? He just walked out of his crease, was looking around, admiring the scenario here at Wankhede. No, it's your wicket that you need to protect. And he's a shade late. He's going to be walking back to the pavilion. And he should be pretty embarrassed about this effort.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Just plonking his bat rather than grounding the bat, which has to be the way to ground your bat. But here you can see that he hasn't made his ground good. And the decision will come as out. Good awareness from Vinayak Bhoyer. He collected the ball, had a direct hit. And that's another wicket that goes down for the Shivaji Park Lions. It is this way that the wicket fell. Played straight to the fielder there at covers. Could throw that, but not the best of techniques to ground the bat. Umpire went to the third umpire. Nikhil Patil out on one. 43 for 3. New batsman is Shivam Dubey, playing his 11th match. 309 runs, but what's more important, a strike rate of 175. Wanting to pull that, a dot ball, 43 for 3. We saw that wicket of Nikhil Patil. Now, there's so many drills that are conducted in practice sessions of grounding the bat, diving. But what is important is that you should do it in the match.
I will say again, I used the term then, he was just napping. Took 2 or 3 strides outside his crease, was backing up, that we can understand. And when you have Vinayak Bhoyer picking up the ball clean on the bounce, mind you, that's the key. Then you know that he can get the throw away quickly. Here it is again. Remember, Vinayak caught it on the bounce there. It becomes so much easier to control the throw. And there was so slack by Nikhil. I mean, no dive, no push, no urgency. Well, you got to account for the fact that Vinayak could have struck the stumps directly. He did.
Yes, he did, and a big wicket. Shivam Dubey gets off the mark. Now, this partnership is the most important partnership. Siddesh and Shivam.
I don't know about most important. I think it's the last possible opportunity for the Lions to try and get a decent score here. So 12 overs to go. And because of all the wickets lost, Shivam coming at number 5 has those 12 overs to build up another fantastic knock. Yesterday, a fabulous, powerful 80-odd.
Yes, yesterday batted really well with the knock of 87. Played really well with those big lusty hits. Pulled away over the short mid-wicket fielder. Shot arm pull for a boundary. Good batting this from Siddesh Lad.
Well, it's about time. I say again, that's not his natural game. But luckily, he cleared Akash Parker, who was well inside the 30-yard circle. Had he been somewhere closer to the edge of the circle, that would have gone straight to hand. But maybe Siddesh saw it. Now, Parker's a tall boy, almost to his hands. Nice result in the end.
Oh yes, nice result in the end. Siddesh Lad batting on 23. He needs to play a captain's knock here. Off the back foot, place that with a straight bat.
The way Siddesh plays, you almost get the feeling that he will probably play through an innings for 5 days. Just so steady behind. But when you ask him to be adventurous and play shots that are not in his comfort zone, that's where you can see him, almost see him, feel him hesitate. Because he knows maybe I should go big here. He knows maybe I should, but I don't really want to. That's not my game. And then, oh, but I have to. And then, you know, all that hesitation is not good. Oh, wonderful. Just a gentle push towards on. But let's go back and check out what Shivam Dube can do. Yesterday, Prasanna, he was magnificent. What a shame he landed up on the losing side. But what power.
Oh, brute force. Clean hitting. 87 not out in just 46 balls. And the way he hit those shots over long on, over square leg, and under pressure in those crunch situations, chasing that target, he was too good.
And this one was special. Way over the side screen. Brilliant 50. Went on to almost win the game. For the Lions, they were left only 3 runs short. So if he can produce anywhere close to that form today, and he has plenty of time, then I'm sure the fielding side will have a few nerves right now.
Yes, absolutely. It was a case of so near yet so far. Oh, that's out! Is that catch taken? Yes! What a catch! Surya Kumar Yadav, the captain, brilliantly taken, and the big wicket of Shivam Dube.
Well, from the Lions' viewpoint, what a shame. Shivam caught it high on the bat. And Surya Yadav, after a little bit of hesitation, would have been thinking, oh gosh, this is going to race to the boundary. Suddenly, no, it's coming towards me. And took a couple of steps to his left. Of course, it had no pace at all. So ultimately, it was a relatively easy catch. But there we go. No pace at all. Yadav, a few steps to his left. Did have to dive in the end, but because that ball wasn't going express speed, it was rather easy. And Surya Yadav knows, I think by now they feel they have the match in the bag. Dube gone for 1, 49 for 4.
So slip in place for the new man, Hardik Tamori. Mohit Awasthi bowling really well. Once again, it could be close. Oh, had that been a direct hit, it would have been curtains for the captain. But a single taken, an eventful over. 50 for 4. So Shivaji Park Lions are 50 for 4. Siddesh Lad batting on 24. But the previous over, the big wicket, the biggest scalp of Shivam Dube. Charu, you must appreciate the feeling of the Triumph Knights, top class feeling.
Without question. They have fielded very well. They've taken their catches. And they put a lot of pressure on the Lions batsmen because of that. No free runs. And Siddesh, well, Shivam Dube is gone, and that means Siddesh Lad will have to play out of his skin today to show why he is one of the most respected batsmen in this part of the country. He now has Tamore for company, the keeper. I remember Siddesh Lad mentioning earlier that he thinks very highly of Tamore. And we've got a slip in now as Parikshit Valsankar comes in for his second over.
Parikshit bowling his second over. And the previous over, what a big wicket that was. A short ball from Mohit Awasthi trying to pull that, didn't quite get the connection. Good catch from the captain, Surya.
Yeah, it was very slow, and he had to spike it from well outside or bring it in or pull it in from well outside off, and just could not find the timing.
Many times that's the bumper, that's the bouncer which is difficult to hit, which is outside the off stump, a little above your eye line, and you have to pull that across the line. Very difficult, and that's where I think a lot of planning must have gone in the team meetings, how to get the big scalp of Shivam Dube.
Well, he could have also cut you away on the offside. Oh, up in the air again. Is the ball holding up just a bit? But he has only just come in, Tamore. And maybe it'll take him a little more time than Siddesh Lad to find the true pace of the pitch.
It's absolutely, now it's going to be all rebuilding, all resurrection for the batsman coming in, because inside the 10th over, 4 wickets are already down. Good fielding once again.
Yeah, Siddesh Lad still continuing to bat at only 104. Strike at 104. That's very, very poor for a T20 game. But let's be generous. Let's give him more time. He is their go-to man now. Well, see what I mean? He plays nice and straight and regular and classic. And in T20, I'm afraid you'd have to do a little more work with the wrist or whatever else, and trying to get at least a single off every ball. Dot balls can really strangle you.
Oh yes, absolutely. Last ball of the 10th over, trying to cut that. Beaten dot ball to finish 10 overs. Shivaji Park Lions are 53 for 4.
Vijay, go.
For 4, plenty of rebuilding to be done by the Lions here. Tamore now in company of captain Siddesh Lad, who's targeted 160. Need a few blows like that to get there, but it's all finding the fielder. Meanwhile, let's go down to the field and check out who Karishma has.
Well, I happen to be Vijay Gohil, slow left arm bowler. Who do you aspire to be like? Who is your favorite bowler?
Daniel Vittori. I've always looked him when I was teenager, so I'm always like to watch his bowling and the way he bowls slow and spins the ball. So I always like to watch him.
Okay, and what do you think about the game right now, where you are right now? How's it going?
It's going good. Means I was talking about my game or? Okay. It's going good. We are right positive right now. So we will come back from the situation like we are now.
Okay, and what's the score that you would be happy with?
160 plus.
160 plus. Also, what is your strategy as a bowler when you go out to play?
Whenever I get the ball, I just look for the wickets, try to get more and more wickets for the team, so at least we can reduce some runs in the slow overs.
And how does it feel to be here in Wankhede and play for this team?
It's always a great pleasure to play at Wankhede, and playing in such a good league, it's always good to play.
So you're happy?
Yeah, very much.
Thank you so much, Vijay. I'm going to speak to you later. Thank you so much.
Optimism, if nothing else at the moment, in the dugout. And could that be a cause for pessimism? Not at the moment. They're still just trundling along at the end of 11, 56 for 4.
Left arm round.
Continue to put pressure on the brightly attired Lions. All revolving around their captain right now, Sidhesh Lad. The moment it's Hardik Tamore on strike. Striking the ball well, but at the moment they're just milking the singles. Where are they going to find the acceleration from? Not impossible to get 100 in the last 10 to get to that 160.
Yeah.
.57 for 4. Captain Sidhesh Lad is out there. That's a very cleverly played shot. He is not going to... Yes, he is going to get 4 for it. It's not all about bludgeoning it. Sometimes you need to be clever and you get the results, and he's that kind of player.
He's that kind of a player. Absolutely correct. Sidhesh Lad is one of those who plays such delectable shots. This doesn't need any power. He saw it late and just tapped it to third man. A late cut, really. Not too many of these are played these days. It beats the fielder all the way.
Some of them he plays so late, even the likes of J.R. Vishwanath would be proud to see it. You just think it's settled in the keeper's gloves, and suddenly that delicate shot.
And what a super... Look at the sound of that bat. Oh, in the middle of the blade.
Finish well.
63 for 4. Just motoring along. If only they could be motoring along in that new Skoda Rapid Onyx. Just like the batting team needs boundaries. Well, they also talk about 6s and 4s for the Skoda Rapid. 6-year warranty and 4-year insurance. Absolutely perfect. Yeah, he'll need a bit of insurance for that kind of stroke. 12 overs, 63 for 4. Different bowling card from what we saw in the afternoon game. Many of the bowlers were taken at 10s and 12s. And here we have everybody keeping it tight. Vinayak Poyer is the only one who's gone for 7, but he's just bowled a 1 over. But look at the likes of 3.5, Parikshit 2 overs for 10, Royston Dyers 2 overs for 12.
Frankly, Gautam, I was a bit surprised that Sidhesh Lad decided to bat first, because normally the evening games, because of the dew that is not too heavy, but the ball really becomes soapy, and it's easier to chase on a wicket which has dew on it. So I was a bit surprised that he decided to bat, not because the wickets have gone, but generally that seems to have been the trend of captains winning the toss in the second game to field first.
Spot on, and that man on your screen, Surya Kumar Yadav, was delighted. He was delighted to lose the toss. Won't be delighted with that one. That's been squirted away for 4. Yeah, he was just escorting it and nearly got himself an unwanted bottle of water.
They're happy, the crowd. Tamore making amends from last evening's poor batting. Even if it's an edge, the boundary is most welcome. They need to really put their heads down. They need to have a nice little partnership here. Score 15, 20, and then look at the things.
A lot of runs have been scored in that area. be it the late cuts or even the squirted edges. Really, that Surya Kumar Yadav said at the toss he's happy to chase anything. He said if Siddesh Lad is saying 160, it's not a bad score, but I'll chase it down. Thank you very much. And at the moment, it looks as if they're not even getting there.
That's typical of Surya Kumar Yadav. He's a gutsy little player. A superb batsman, served Mumbai well over the years. He's a clever captain.
Yes, captain Mumbai Ranji Trophy team, captaining the franchise here. Been a part of the Mumbai Indians. Knows what chasing in this particular ground is all about. At the moment, Siddesh Lad got a bit of a mountain to climb to try and get the kind of score he set himself and the Shivaji Park Lions.
Yeah, they had that 12.4 overs, 5.45 run rate is not just good enough, because the wicket will improve. Things will be difficult when you field second.
Good running there, converting ones into twos, but at the moment, it's the boundaries, it's the boundary drought that's going to make it count.
That's why I feel, have a 20-25 run 30 run partnership and then decide what you want to do. Do not play dot balls. You can always push them for ones and twos.
And occasionally, if you can hit straight, what a magnificent shot. That's gone for 6. A straight, flat 6. And that was a marvellous, marvellous shot from the bat of Hardik Tamore at the end of over number 13. 77 for 4. Shift back in the attack. Productive over last time around. Really, you have to say the shot of the innings so far was from Hardik Tamore to end the previous over. We'll have a look at it after this ball. The secret is to hit straight, and it doesn't get straighter than this and more accurate.
Always the safest shot. What a beautiful pickup, isn't it? With full flow of the bat. Magnificent shot. These two are very good players. Tamore is supposed to be a good player. A lot of it depends on him. When Siddesh Lad was asked by our commentator Charu Sharma the other day who are the promising players in his team, he mentioned this Tamore's name. He looks good. Yesterday might have been an aberration.
That's what the Shivaji Park Lions have to deal with. They've lost a couple of relatively close games. Yesterday was extremely close, the game they should have won. And they end up on the losing side today. It's going to be 3-3. That's going to be a tough one to climb back from. Two teams divided in two groups, but they will play a couple of teams from the other group as well in the final standings to qualify for the semi-finals.
And that is why every single game from today is important.
This is the game we were talking about, the Namo Bandra Blasters winning at the end despite that magnificent knock from Shivam Dube. So much drama in the last over, but finishing short.
Now that the innings is steadily building up.
Yeah, 152 for 4 was never going to be a massive total. And when you've got someone like Shivam Dube chasing, it looked even smaller until the drama of the final over.
It's a nice little paddle sweep. Oh, one more bonus run. Can they get another one? You'll see, Gautam, that as the evening grows, the ground becomes wet, and then the dew has come in. The ball doesn't settle in your hand. That is why I'm surprised how Siddesh Lad decided to bat first.
It looked a bit like synchronized swimming over there. The outfield that damp. Obviously had his reasons for doing so. 6 overs to go, 83 for 4. Now this is the Atul Project's run graph that we can have a look at. And I think one of the problems is if you look at the geography of Mumbai, a lot of the skyscrapers in South Mumbai, there are restrictions on building around Shivaji Park. And that's why Siddesh Lad has only been allowed one skyscraper so far. He'll have to change the rules.
That's a good one. But slowly and surely along Shivaji Park also, they have decided to probably have a lot of skyscrapers, not just the 1 and 2, but the team Shivaji Park Lions is really struggling. Maybe find a good architect or a good builder. A good builder would be better probably, isn't it, for his innings to be taken care of.
Yeah, at the moment they like building Lego. Little bricks, putting it together, not the real buildings. A bit of turn there.
Turn there, really a good turn. That one ball that turned will now set him thinking, what do I do on the front foot if he tosses to one on the leg stump to me or middle and leg? Do I play on the onside? Ah, there he goes against the break.
So Tamore looks like he's doing what he's supposed to do, 24 of 17, but the man who said at the toss he wanted 160 is 35 of 38. He's used up a lot of deliveries, still got some batting to come. I know he's lost 4 wickets, so he has to consolidate a little bit. But even for Siddesh Lad, I think the time has come to start changing gear.
Too close to him to square cut. This lad is a cool customer. See how close it is for a square cut. Almost got the edge. Oh, that's a beautiful shot. Full face of the bat.
But the problem is we can all admire the sound of the bat and the stroke play, but if it's going straight to a fielder and you're getting just ones of it, it's not going to be effective enough. Because the captain at the other end knows exactly what he wants to chase, and he's very happy to do that.
Dicholkar is bowling a nice tight line on, in and around, on and around the off stump. Tossing it occasionally, making the batsman go into that drive. Maybe beat him in flight for a stumping.
This is the last ball of his spell. It's been a very decent spell indeed at the end of that over. 4 overs for 25. And with 5 overs to go, the Lions have a platform, but how good a platform at 87 for 4.
So the Shivaji Park Lions at the end of 15 overs are 87 for 4. And the run rate in phases, 1 to 6 overs. The power play was 5.17, 7 to 15, 6.22. As we enter that phase of the last 5 overs, 87 for 4, the scoreboard reads. Projected scores tell us that the current run rate of 5.8, Shivaji Park Lions will reach 116. At 9 per over, they'll reach 132. But to get respectability, they just need to get past that 130, 135 run mark. Winning the toss, selecting to bat first. That definitely has to be the score that they must aim. Siddesh Lad batting on 37 and 41 balls. Hardik Tamore batting on 25 in 18 balls. And that's bowled. Ball that came in. And the birthday boy, Akash Parkar, picking up that big wicket off the captain, Siddesh Lad.
The bail flew all the way to the third man boundary. That's what I was looking at. The crowds loving it. Not that there was too much pace, but the bail just flew. One bail near the leg stump, the other one flew all the way to third man. Akash Parkar can do no wrong this season. Siddesh Lad's misery ends 37 of 42. The Lions look in disarray. 87 for 5.
So 87 for 5, half the team back in the pavilion with 4.5 overs to go. Manish, now the projected score of about 125 at 9 runs per over. That is something that they must look to get, but 5 wickets down, that's the dilemma. Should we go for the runs or should we look at preserving wickets?
Well, it's one thing to want to do something, it's another to have the resources to do so. I mean, I'm not quite sure if the lower order has the acumen or the ability to go big, especially when they're in a bit of a rut. Playing at 5.74, the innings never really took off. Raunak Sharma can perhaps tonk a few, maybe lend some respectability to the score. Hits at 145.97, 8 sixes so far. We all remember that innings of 51, not out it was.
Raunak Sharma is a good cricketer, an all-rounder, bowls leg spin, gets off the mark of the very first ball, just opening the face of the bat, gliding that towards third man. But Akash Parkar, what a spell this has been from him. 2 for 10, he's bowling his third over, and that was a big wicket. Just rolling his fingers, the ball that came in, and in the gap, middle stump knocked out. Big wicket, celebrating, and why not?
Well, a bit of a nothing shot that from the captain Siddesh Lad. Strange innings, couldn't have helped it really. 37 of 42. Now they look like they aren't Lion supporters. If they were, their facial expressions would have said it all. I'm sure they're here to watch the Knights win, the Knights triumph. Much slower this time. Now 4 more overs to go after this. Wonder what score they're looking at.
Oh yes, they must look to at least rotate the strike, Manish, get those singles, try and get past that 100-run mark, and then look at the last 3-4 overs as to how much they can get. But that's what wickets do. Losing wickets at regular intervals. In the power play, they lost 2 wickets. That's what stemmed the flow of runs. And then there was a partnership, but once again, that partnership broken. Hardik Tamore and Raunak Sharma hold the key now.
Oh, some movement after it went past the batsman. Tamore, of course, after a miserable outing last night, has redeemed himself. There was an off-cutter. Well, flummoxed the keeper as well. He had no idea what was coming. Went the other way.
And Akash Parkar is bowling these cutters really well. Also an indication of how the pitch is behaving. Rolling his fingers, not giving any pace on the ball. That's the way he got the wicket of Siddesh Lad. And once again, using that as a strategy on a regular basis. 90 for 5, the scoreboard reads.
Played that with a fair bit of control, kept it down. He's running hard for the second. We'll get it.
Once again, a good fielding. But good running between the wickets as well. He took the first run hard. That made the second run easily possible. Short ball pulled towards mid-wicket, but the fielding of the Triumph Knights has been really on the mark. Catches, run-outs, good throws, absolutely top class.
Well, they got a bit of a wake-up call in that first game. They lost to the Akash Tigers, the newbies, and they've looked to improve every game. Suryakumar Yadav knows the importance of winning this one. It's been a good outing so far, but funny things have happened in this format in the past. We've seen that on so many occasions in this tournament as well. Suddenly things change in the last couple of overs, and before you know, they're 150 and the opposition tottering at 12 for 3 in the power play, and the world changes.
Oh yes, absolutely. We've seen so many things happen in this Mumbai T20 league. Once again, a slow one played towards long on. A single there, over comes to an end. 92 for the loss of 5 runs. So 93 for 5 with that single at the end of 16 overs. 4 overs to go. Tamore batting on 29 in 21 balls. Ronak Sharma, he just got off mark of the very first ball that he faced. The projected score currently tells us 116 at a run rate of 5.81. If they can increase that in the last 4 overs till about 8, and that could total 125, 130, which will definitely be a good score that they look to at this position that they are in. 4 overs to go. The slog overs in the T20 format. Parikshit Valsankar is being brought into the attack to bowl the last over of his spell. Getting ready to bowl. Pinam over the wicket, leg spin, shot third man, backward point, and shot fine like the 4 fielders inside the 30-yard circle. Oh, that was a chance, but goes down.
Ronak's got to get a move on now. Surely a chance for Valsankar. It would have stung his right hand. The leg spinner, his bowling hand it is.
And normally bowlers are really good fielders of their own bowling, but that was hit really hard. Smashed it. Not quite able to get that catch. That would have been a cotton bowl wicket.
Hitting his first and second finger, the index finger and the third one. Right, so Ronak. Capable of going big. Slower through the air. More confusion. Lucky to escape this one. Well.
Mohit Awasthi, the fielder, that's what good fielding does. It puts pressure on the batsman. Really good fielding from the Triumph Knights, and they're putting the pressure, especially the fielders in the infield. They're rushing onto the ball, cutting those singles, and that's how fielding has to be top class.
Well, Tamora said yes. It was almost there halfway through the pitch and then said, sorry, go back. It's cut away nicely. We'll get 2. But 1s and 2s won't do the job. They need those biggies.
Oh yes, absolutely, Manish. They need those biggies. But that again is the worry that 5 wickets are already down. 96 for 5. The scoreboard reads still 4 runs short of a century. This is the 17th over in progress. Tamore batting on 22 balls. Set there. He must look to get those runs.
Sweeps it away. There is a fielder who will cut it off. They seem to have covered these angles very well. They know Ronak Sharma's angles. They know the areas he likes to hit in. They've done a bit of their homework. You've surely seen that half century that he scored against the Arcs Andheri in match number 7.
Oh yes, that was a good knock that he scored. If he can replicate similar innings. Good fielding this time, just a single. So runs coming in singles in this over. But as you said, Manish, big hits is something that Shivaji Park Lions must look to get in the last 3 overs now.
Ronak Sharma scored 51 in that game. Because of course, the first game just suddenly took off towards the end. When the bowlers earned a little bit in length over pitched it, he was very quick to capitalize and pounce on those loose deliveries. He hasn't got any freebies so far in this innings. Still early days though for him. 17 gone, 1 short of 100.
So 3 overs still to go. Winning the toss, electing to bat first. Not the best of outcomes as of now, but 3 overs still to go. And that's the Atul Project's run graph. 1 over, that is deservedly the skyscraper. 15 runs of that over. 5.82 runs per over with 3 overs to go. They must look to get those big hits. But that's what the dilemma comes in, where 3 overs to go, 5 wickets left, not much batting power. And that's where Hardik and Raunak hold the key.
So Royston Dias has 2 overs left. Mohit Parker, who's bowled very well, has 1 left. Akash Parker's got a couple. Let's see who he's gone to. Itsolkar has bowled his full quota of 4, given away 25. A miserly spell there. In comes Royston Dias. Open the innings with a very tight over. And it's time for him to continue to be frugal. Just the 12 runs of his 2 so far. The overs to over. How many can the Lions get in the last 3? Maybe 30. He'll be aiming for 40, but see how it goes.
Any predictions, Manish?
I wouldn't dare to. Never knows in this format. Blurring in line. These freebies will do. Let them come.
Oh yes, that wide brings up the century for the Shivaji Park Lions. 100 for 5 in 17 overs. 3 overs to go. We just showed that package of Raunak Sharma's half century that he scored. If he can get a few hits like that, then maybe 125, 130 is what Shivaji Park Lions could reach to. But currently it's just singles. You see their last 3 overs, not a single boundary that has been scored by the batsman.
So much straighter. Happy to give that single away. Oh, there was a chance there as well. The fielding team's always been in with such opportunities. Bhoir there took a shy at the stumps. Let's see how far he was. Went straight to him. Got a good look at it. Well, he was a goner. There was no one to receive that throw from Bhoir. Wouldn't mind that single though.
Oh yes, Vinayak Bhoir already effected 1 run out at covers. Even this time he got the ball on the bounce. A good bounce that he got, but just missing the stumps. Otherwise that would have been another directed run out this time. Another single, cheeky single.
I think he was looking at 2 wide open space on the onside, just 1 inside the circle, which was at fine leg. So maybe he was looking at that quick 2. Let's look at the field now. There's a sweeper cover, a long off, a long on, a mid-wicket and a long leg. I don't think Royston Dias is going to offer any pace for him to play that paddle shot above fine leg. Will he go over extra cover? Will he have enough room to do so? This time, tries that wild swish at it, unable to connect. Clearly, fans of the Triumph Knights very happy with how the bowling group has done so far.
Yes, absolutely. The fast bowlers, the medium pacers, done really well off the Triumph Knights. Royston Dias bowling his 3rd over, has conceded just 15 runs, picked up a wicket. Mohit Awasthi has bowled 3 overs, given away just 17 runs and picked up a wicket. But the pick of the bowlers, the birthday boy Akash Parker, 3 overs, 15 runs and 2 wickets.
It's got to go straight. It's got to go straight. Across the line may not work. Aim for that side screen. This time alters the length and just not being able to accelerate. Where are the runs going to come from? Tamore, 32 of 24. Raunak has the potential, but he hasn't had much strike.
He hadn't had much strike, but a word on Suryakumar Yadav's captaincy as well. Excellent field placements, good bowling changes, and he's always effected that pressure. Not the fielders inside the 30-yard circle haven't conceded those easy singles which have built the pressure on the Shivaji Park Lions. Excellent captaincy from Suryakumar Yadav as well. The fine leg inside the 30-yard circle.
Change of pace there. Very well bowled in that channel. Royston Dias is having a good game. It's the kind of confidence he got from his opening over that got him going. He's guilty of not starting well in the earlier games, but this time he seems to have found his rhythm straight away. Excellent slow ball, very much like Ashish Nehra would just roll his Wrists, bowl that off cutter going across the right-hander.
Yeah, Manish, you mentioned about the start that Royston Dias got, and that start that Royston got was so crucial, and he has maintained that momentum throughout his spell. Once again, changing pace plate towards covers. A single there to finish 18 overs. 104 for 5. So that's the think tank of the Triumph Knights. Atul Ranade and of course Lalchand Rajput, the defending champions of the Mumbai T20 League. The Triumph Knights, Mumbai Northeast. They'll be a happy dugout there. Atul Ranade and Lalchand Rajput.
Yeah, well, they look nice and relaxed, but as they often say, you haven't arrived until you've landed, until your flight's landed. So funny things happen in this sport. Two more overs to go for Ronak Sharma and Tamore. Royston Dias has finished his third over, given away just 17. And Mohit Avasthi, very, very economical so far. 5.67 is economy. He's got to keep that discipline going, because I'm very sure Tamore and Ronak are going to go for it now. Now's the time.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Now is the time. 2 overs to go. 125, 130. That is something that they should aim.
So there's a last-minute change in plans. Third man, well, again, they've changed their mind. If you look at the field, that man, just as the bowler was running in, he said, oh, let me go to the boundary. The keeper said, no, 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 come back. A slight confusion. Third man finally inside the circle. He's clobbered it. Does he have the gap? No. It's too square. Confusion again, just a single. So much happening in this delivery, in the build-up as well. Third man, fine leg inside the circle. The bowler's got to make sure he doesn't offer any pace, or else he could be punished.
Yes, I think, Manish, that's what the ploy is. Third man finally inside the 30-yard circle. There's a backward point and square leg also inside the 30-yard circle. So the ploy is bowl those slower ones. Don't bowl anything short.
Well, you could look at square driving it. A massive gap between deep extra cover. He has the edge. Just goes over that short third man fielder. Doesn't matter. Just as I said, do not offer any pace. That's exactly what Mohit Avasthi does, and will pay the price for it. The Lions have some reason to celebrate the Orange Brigade.
Yes, the Orange Brigade have something to celebrate. A thickish outside edge over the short third man fielder. It doesn't matter how they come, as long as they come. A welcome boundary for the Shivaji Park Lions with the bat of Ronak Sharma. 109 for 5. The scoreboard moves on to 125, 130. Manish, is what they're looking at now.
Oh, well, 130 within touching distance. If these guys can keep going, Ronak Sharma, I believe, will open his arms now. He could eye that sweeper cover region. This time, a Yorker given. The finger was up in a flash. And that brings an end to Ronak Sharma's rather short innings of 11 deliveries. What a crucial time to get rid of this man. He could have been dangerous in that last over. There's so much pace on it. Hit him on the full. Was that going down leg? No. Oh, I suspect he might have been a touch unlucky there. But the umpire was very convinced, didn't take any time at all. Well, might have been hitting leg. What's done is done. Ronak Sharma will walk back dejectedly. Out for 11, LBW, bowled Mohit Avasthi. The Lions tottering now at 109 for 6.
So 109 for 6 there. Ronak Sharma out on 11. Mohit Avasthi picking up that second wicket. Good bowling this from him. Not giving any runs that he's bowling. Tamore now holds the key 34 that he's batting on, but can he get the strike? Can he get those big hits in these last 9 balls that are left? Ronak Sharma batted well in terms of this partnership that he had with Tamore, but was adjudged leg before wicket and has to walk back.
Siddharth Raut tries to just bludgeon that ball. Oh! Was that a run out? Yes, he has to walk back. Very good work, very smart work by the wicketkeeper. They've decided to go upstairs for it.
But Siddharth Raut, after hitting that shot, he was just ambling back. And once again, that's what has been the crucial aspect. Alert fielding. Oh, could be close. Oh, he just made his ground good. Just in, it looks like. But the fielding has been the talk of the day, along with the bowling of the Triumph Knights.
Looks like it will be that green Skoda. Yes, N-O-T-O-U-T. Siddharth Raut safe for now. Wake-up call at first delivery. Well done by the keeper. 8 more legitimate deliveries to go. The tail-ender, what more can you expect? Straight away for the tail-ender is to factor in those outside edges. The third man is on the boundary. He's hit it straight. Still not being able to cross the boundary line.
Just saw one boundary that was hit by Raunak Sharma, that too of the thickish outside edge that flew over the short third man fielder. Last ball coming up of the 19th over. Hardik Tamore must look to keep strike, or should he go for the big one? That's what happens when you lose wickets. Last ball coming up. This time he's connected it. Is it good? Yes, it is. Wonderfully connected that from Hardik Tamore over long on for a 6 to finish 19 overs. 116 for the loss of 6 wickets. 1 over to go. They need to get Hardik Tamore back on strike. All that Siddharth needs to do is get it single and get Tamore back on strike.
Right, Raut and Tamore need to give the bowling group something to play with. That was cleanly hit. Matt 6 in his slot. We saw it sail over the boundary line. Right, so 6 deliveries to go. The bowling group of Shivam Malhotra, Varun Zoizode, Vijay Gohil, Siddharth Raut needs something. The Skoda maximum 6s, Shivam Dube. Rare off day for him. Has 7 sixes. He's hit that up in the air. Should be an easy catch. Well taken. Goodbye to Siddharth Raut. Go and get ready to bowl in a few minutes from now. Just not the kind of end overs display one was expecting from the lines. No fireworks coming through, barring the odd shot here and there. 116 for 7. Raut goes for 1.
But the good thing from the Shivaji Park Lions perspective is the batsmen have crossed while the catch was being taken. So the good thing is that Hardik Tamore is on strike, and that is what the Lions needed. Had this been a single, yes, they would have got that run as well. But Hardik Tamore is on strike now. He'll get access to 5 balls. Can he maximize that? He's batting well on 40 in 28 balls. Siddharth Raut there walking back to the pavilion.
116 for 7. Right, so 5 deliveries to go. Tamore has redeemed himself to an extent, but if he can cross that 50 mark for himself, hit a couple of big ones, take them up to maybe 130. Goes down the track. That's gone high up. Will that go far enough? No. Consecutive wickets. Royston Dyas being rewarded for being disciplined. And you don't find a better fielder than the captain himself at the long off boundary. Catches it, says, all right, no more celebrations. Go back to where you were. We've got a job to do.
Oh yes, we've got a job to do, and Royston Dyas now on a hat-trick. 2 wickets in 2 balls. And just checking the no ball. Looks okay. Where it lands first is what is checked. So that's a wicket. 2 wickets in 2 balls. Hardik Tamore has to walk back. Went for the big one. Didn't quite get the timing behind that shot. Good catch there. Safe as a house. The captain of the Triumph Knights, Surya Kumar Yadav, taking that catch. Hardik Tamore out on 40, 116 for 8.
And so, Royston Dias is now on a hat-trick. Tamori goes for 40 of 29. In comes Shivam Malhotra, a tail-ender. How about one quick delivery in the block hole? Not deciding to come around the wicket. That might not have been a bad idea. Has chosen to go over the wicket. Here we go then. Hat-trick ball. Shivam Malhotra. Will he get it? No. We'll get a single.
You've seen one hat-trick in the Mumbai T20 League picked up by Ankush Jaiswal, the off-spinner. That could have been the second one, but not to be a single taken there. But what a spell of medium-pace bowling this has been from Royston Dias. The fourth over that he's bowling, giving away just 18 runs and picking up 3 wickets. Wonderful spell of left-arm medium pace from Royston Dias.
Terrific spell. Can he end it as well as he'd like to? Royston Dias now. 3 deliveries to go. Malhotra on strike. Pitches it short. Very, very intelligent bowling there. That should be one for the over. Will that be called wide? Oh, yes, it will. And rightly so. In real time, I thought it looked okay, but clearly, justifiably wide.
Justifiably wide, and one for the over also signaled by the umpire. So that will add to the tally. 118 for 8. 3 balls to go. Shivam Malhotra getting ready to face Royston Dias. Not quite able to get the connection, getting the Q end of the bat, but it'll be a single. 2 balls to go. What an over this has been from Royston Dias. Not only has he picked up wickets, not conceded runs at all. Just a single and a wide that he has conceded. Vijay Gohil now getting ready to face Royston Dias. 2 balls to go. Can he connect one big one?
An edge will do. Third man inside the circle. Well, that's the V that tail-enders specialize in. The one behind the keeper. Can he get one? Can he sneak one through there? Pitched up in the slot, not connected. Another catch. The 3rd wicket of this over. Royston Dias will take these freebies. 4th wicket for the left-arm pacer. The Triumph Knights are jubilant.
Oh yes, they are jubilant, and why not? All reasons to celebrate. Ball just went high up in the air. It was Royston Dias who did the job all by himself, taking that catch. And another wicket, his 3rd one in this over, and the 4th for him. It is Vijay Gohil who has to walk back to the pavilion. Scored 1 and 2 balls, 119 for 9. So 1 ball to go. Shivam Malhotra, it is going to be to face that last ball. 3 wickets, 2 singles and 1 wide in this over. Last ball coming up of the 20th over. Has he connected that? It's in the air. And he has cleared the boundary. What a way to finish the innings. A 6 to finish 20 overs. 20 overs bowled. Shivaji Park Lions have scored 125 for the loss of 9 wickets.
Right, so ends the innings with a flourish. Shivam Malhotra has given himself that extra bit of cushion with that 6. It was in his slot, an off-cutter in his range, and he went for it. That went to the lower tier of the MCA pavilion there. 125 for 9 it is. Shivaji Park Lions have lost 2 and 2 so far, and they haven't given themselves a big enough total to play with in order to, well, in a sense, stay in reckoning for that semi-final spot. Parker, 2 for Parker, 2 for Royston as well towards the end. And a total of 4 wickets for Royston has been the most successful bowler so far. No real partnerships except the one between Siddesh Lad and Tamore, where they were trying to rebuild a runner ball kind of partnership. And then thereafter there wasn't much from the tail ender. The bowling group, everybody had a good outing except Mohit Avasyan. We're perhaps being a bit unfair by saying except Mohit because, well, he bowled with an economy of 7.25. Royston Dice among the wickets, 4 for 26 and 2 for 15 for Parker. Let's go across to Charu Sharma.
Well, thanks so much, guys. You know, Akash, you can't hide these things these days. So on behalf of the entire T20 League and fans of cricket, happy birthday.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you, everyone.
That got the crowd going. Listen, you've already been given a bit of a birthday present. 2 wickets for 15 runs, one of your better bowling performances.
Yeah, everyone bowled really well, especially Royston Dice, and everybody contributed. So it's a great bowling effort by everyone.
Have you made any birthday resolution? This year I'm going to do this.
Now I have to win this match. That's my main motto.
Well said. You only have 127 to chase. Will you get a promotion because it's your birthday? Will Surya give you a promotion in the batting order?
That I don't know. But we have to bat really smartly on this track. And if we bat till 20 overs, then we can chase it down.
You think it's going to be tough? Has the pitch gotten tougher to bat on now?
Yeah, ball is quite gripping a bit. But if we play, as I said, 20 overs, then we'll definitely chase it down.
Well, particularly because it's your birthday. And if you get to bat today, good luck.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot.
Well, I don't think the Triumph Knights will want it to come to that where Akash Parker has to bat. They need 126 to win their second game in the T20 Mumbai. Take a break. Back in just a bit with live action. secure their second win at the T20 Mumbai. The Triumph Knights need 126 because this is what they did when they bowled first. Right, it looked like the Triumph Knights were all set. Royston Dias, terrific start for him, straight away finding his rhythm. The left armour, the others joined in the party as well. And the Lions never looked like they took off in this innings, did they?
Oh, yes, absolutely not. They kept losing wickets at regular intervals, and the fielding. Parikshit Walsankar there picking up that catch. Then a couple of good shots from Siddesh Lad behind square on the offside. Two back-to-back classical square cuts. But then this was a run out. Not quite the best of work from Nikhil Patil, just plonking that bat. Nicely pulled away there from Siddesh Lad. But the big wicket there was of Shivam Dubey. A lot of planning, a lot of analysis, but at the end of the day, it's all about execution. And that's what the Triumph Knights did. And a good catch from the captain, Surya Kumar Yadav. He also had a good day in the field. A couple of good catches, good captaincy. Left arm spinners, as always, doing the job in the Mumbai T20 League. And the big wicket there. Once again, after Shivam Dubey, they were looking to Siddesh Lad to steady the ship. He tried his best, but then the birthday boy, Akash Parker, striking and picking up those wickets. Raunak Sharma there was out LBW, and then there was a good shot from Hardik Tamore. And in the last over, there were 3 wickets that Royston Dias picked up at one point of time. He was also on a hat-trick, which could have been the second hat-trick of the Mumbai T20 League. But that was not to be. That is how Hardik Tamore got out towards long off. A good catch there taken by Surya Kumar Yadav. And the last wicket there was of Vijay Gohil, caught and bowled by Royston Dias. 125 is what the Shivaji Park Lions scored. That last ball, 6, is what propelled the score to 125 for the loss of 9 wickets.
Yes, a good outing with the ball. Can they keep things simple, do it with the bat? They need 126 to win their second game. Time for a short break. Back in just a bit with the Triumph Knights chase.
Live scores, news,
Team preview,
match predictions.
fan code. Fan code.
Fan code.
No ads, pure sports.
Welcome back. It's this contest between the two teams that we saw in the grand finale last time. This time, it's a league stage clash between the Lions from Shivaji Park and the Triumph Knights, the defending champions. A terrible outing for this team in orange. with the bat, scoring just 125. The cricketing logic suggests such a score is usually not enough, but can the bowlers make a match out of it? The Triumph Knights, the top order, revolves around Surya Kumar Yadav. Sumit Ghadigaonkar is a promising batsman as well, and so is Parikshit Valasankar. Karan Shah, Karan More, Akash Parker, the all-rounder, the birthday boy. Let's take a look at the bowling card. Except Tamore, none of the other batsmen looked impressive, of course, except Siddesh Lad, who was there for a while but never really got going. Sent back by Siddesh Lad with that slow delivery. And in come the Knights in pursuit of 126 to register their second win in this tournament. Losing this game will make that route to the semis even tougher for the Triumph Knights. I'm Manish Batavia in the commentary box, and I'm joined by the man with the stories, the anecdotes, the tales. Milind Rege, Mumbai stalwart. 126 should be easy.
I mean, I won't say it would be easy, but it's not a difficult score to chase. You never know, with wickets going early, they could be back in the game, and that's when the panic would set in. But Surya Kumar Yadav is a very mature cricketer, and Sumit Ghadigaonkar has a decent strike rate. Best of 41. So now that the wicket is rolled, now that there is dew on the ground, batting will not be so difficult. But I was surprised at the decision of Siddesh Lad to win the toss and decide to bat, because he will see, oh, he's starting to bowl. That's a strange move, really. Bowling his off spinners which don't spin. Maybe he'll want to the ball to go the other way.
Well, I suppose Siddesh Lal saying, all right, let's try everything we can. Let's just go for something new. Let's try and do something that's unusual and see how Karan Shah and Ghadigaonkar react, because these two haven't been among the runs. Now, that's perhaps psychologically an opportunity for Siddesh Lad's side. The men in form, Surya Kumar Yadav has had some form, Parikshit Valasankar as well among the runs. And let's see how these two look at this opportunity. Will they feel the freedom to go after the bowling, or will they say, hang on, it's not a big enough total, let's just go slow, let's just be watchful, be happy with the singles, aim for perhaps a 35, 36 runner ball in the power play. One of those in-between totals, isn't it? Especially for batsmen who haven't found much form, so it's a tough one. What would you do?
Yeah, it's not an easy total to chase. Anything that's there to chase is not easy, especially, like you said, smaller totals. Well, I'll just start from ball one to play my shots. Not loft them, mind you, but play my shots. This entire lofting concept, I don't understand. There's no need to. Oh, this comes slowly.
Zapesh went over that extra cover fielder. He's found the boundary. Clearly, Karan Shah is not going to muck around. If the ball is there to be hit, he will back himself.
But why wouldn't he hit such a delivery so short? He hit it so hard with that place, with the bottom hand grip. I'm surprised Siddesh Lad has started to bowl first up, really. I wouldn't know what the logic is behind that.
Bowled him! One shot too many. You miss. I hit. Just the kind of start the Lions wanted. And they have it.
The ball came in, and Siddesh Lad is one of those who makes his left hand as the ball comes in. Bit too confident. Let's have a look at what he did. Oh, cross-batted shot, really. No shot at all.
Right, the first wicket of the second delivery of this game. Karan Shah, after hitting a terrific boundary, goes for 4. The Knights go for 1.
What will get to you? Must do.
Parikshit Valsankar wouldn't have expected to come in so early. He found some form in that last game against the Eagle Thane Strikers, scored 39. The only game the Knights have won so far. He won't mind this too much because the ball will come on nicely. He's got better pedigree than the openers that walked out.
10 for 3, that'll be fun.
You're a cruel man. You're a cruel, cruel man. I know your loyalties lie with Shivaji Park Lions. Do they?
Never.
Never? Wow, no, I'm sure there's a story in there.
Oh, cross-batted shot. Pathetic shot. There is a story in there because Shivaji Park was always our adversaries. I played for Dada Union. So Shivaji Park, Dada Union were big games. They were the best that club cricket was played on.
Kind of a mature man who's moved on from that rivalry and is talking about 10 for 3 in favour of the Lions. Much has changed. Will things change for the Lions? They've got one in the bag in the first over. The Siddesh Lad experiment has worked for them somehow, courtesy a rank bat shot by Karan Shah. Had an opportunity to stay there without the pressure of a big chase. He could have gone on to get a brisk 30-odd, but chose to be a bit too adventurous. Siddesh, Karan Shah against Siddesh Lad. They will take their time to set the field. There is a long gone in place, and so is a mid-wicket against the Parikshit. Call one-run shot, and with that, we've come to the end of the first in pursuit of 126. The Knights are 5 for 1.
I'm
Welcome back. 5 for 1. They were 6 for 1, but one run call short, and so the score has been revised to 5 for 1. Karan Shah had no reasons whatsoever to play that shot. Got out, and that promptly made this Mumbai stalwart sitting alongside Milind Rege to talk about how about 10 for 3.
Because that's the only way, you know, this evening will be really good. Otherwise, 125-30 to score. There's no real interest. Not enough runs on the board.
What about Mrs. Rege? Would she agree with you? Vijay Goyal now starting his over.
I'm sure Mrs. Rege is not in the picture at all. What would she know about the game?
Okay, careful with your words. Mrs. Rege, I've been told, is watching right now.
The first time I went to field and I had a napkin on my shoulder. The first time I went to field for Mumbai Ranji Trophy, and then there was a napkin on my shoulder. She asked me, why are you carrying a napkin like a waiter? Can you imagine? That's what my first introduction was to cricket.
Like I said in the first game today, Milind Rege, who once looked very debonair, this time he's dismissed it from his presence. Not hit well enough. Thought about the two. Did she like seeing you go away, touring for Mumbai, traveling all across the country?
Obviously, we didn't tour as much as the way people tour today. But yeah, there were times when we were not allowed to take our wives for any tours because there was no money to pay for the air tickets. And as a result of which, we had a 4-day tour, that's all. 3-day match, 1-day travel back home.
Focus on the cricket, said your seniors then. It's a different world now. Vijay Goyal getting some nice shape in, giving it a bit of air. He has the confidence of doing so because, well, in a sense, he might say, look, anyway, it's a small total. Why not try a few tricks?
I think the only alternative from there for them is to get wickets, really. The runs are going to be chased down. So might as well try for wickets. Have a slip there. That's a good move. The ball is turning slowly. Maybe toss it up, allow him to drive. That's a good ball, but nicely hit.
Yes, clean hit. He saw the field. Picked his spot. Did Khari Gaukar. Right in his slot. The left foot came out to the pitch of the ball. That will make a purist happy. Yes, lovely clean hit. To the right of that side screen.
Nice juicily tossed up half volley. Came out beautifully, hit right in the middle of the bat. Oh, yeah. I love the play. I love the way they decide.
Can't afford that, can they? They don't have enough runs to be able to afford the luxury of these mistakes. 2 gone, 14 for 1.
Left arm round. Next arm.
Khari Gaukar hit that big 6 off that Vijay Gohil tossed up delivery. 14 for 1. Now just 1-1-2 short of registering their second win. Varun, the new bowler. Varun Zoizode. I'd like to believe I've got the pronunciation right. I got a nod of approval from Milind Rege sitting alongside. Zoizode it is, like Zoshi. Like Manzrekar.
I like the way you pronounce the J. Z.
Another left arm spinner. He's gone for it. And that will land safely. So looks like they've decided to go after the bowling in the first 6.
Because I think the net run rate also will come into play now. It's a smallish total. And that would help them perhaps in the ultimate analysis.
Someone's got to do a piece on the number of left arm spinners in Mumbai City. Slip in place. Drops it short. Will get 2 easily. Question is, are Parikshit Valasankar and Khari Gaukar thirsty for a big innings? Do they have the hunger for it?
Parikshit is really batting well, is bowling well. Khari Gaukar in this particular innings is also striking the ball well. He wasn't able to do that earlier, but this is not a big score for him to get worried about, so they can possibly play freely. Shot.
These runs will always come with the spinners in action. Siddesh Lad opened the bowling, got the wicket of Karan Shah. Zoizode in now. How would you expect the bowling group to approach a defense of a total like this?
Only by taking wickets. There's no other alternative.
Just finding some good rhythm there. Could be close. I don't think he collected it, but they've gone upstairs to umpire Anand Ovalekar, the third umpire. Will it be the red corner or the green one? Oh, did not collect it. Did not collect it. He was in any way. No, you can see anything from this angle. I don't think he collected it. He took the bails off with his gloves without the ball. The ball didn't even touch the bails. It was his gloves that took the bails off. Shouldn't take so much time. The green scorer it is. The batsman safe. Ghani Gaukar got a bit of a breather because the third umpire took his own sweet time. In the air, that's gone! Loose shot that from Ghani Gaukar. A wicket for this young debutant.
Batting against the basic principles. Skipper ready to go. Have a look at this. Playing a shot against the basic principles of batting. Across the line to a turning ball, bound to hit the edges. And a nice little catch to the debutant. Well bowled, Aizodi.
Ghani Gaukar goes for 13. The Knights 20 for 2. And it's once again the same story. It all rests on Surya Kumar Yadav, the man on your screen. Has come off a successful IPL. He's their biggest name, the linchpin of this batting group. Chasing 126. Oh, yes! Straight away takes the pressure off. So quick to spot that boundary opportunity, Surya Kumar Yadav. 3 gone, 24 for 2. Right, so Surya Kumar Yadav has just arrived and signaled his intentions. Boundary of the first ball for him. Tossed up delivery by the young left-arm spinner Varun. And that's how he dealt with it.
The juicy little half volley. Surya Kumar Yadav is not going to leave them. Lovely. Great fit feet movement. No, yes, no, yes, no. Good call in the end. A quick no from Ghani Gaukar. I beg your pardon, from Walsankar. And that's that wicket. Oh.
That reminded me of that Virat Kohli dismissal right here in that World Cup final.
He's happy about it.
Call for that single, changed his mind. Well done by the captain, sent him back.
Ghani Gaukar is... Come on, lads, I beg your pardon, I'm saying the same name all the time. Parikshit Walsankar. Oh, a bit of spin in that. He's bowling nice and slow. I think that's a good idea. It's a good ploy to bowl slow on a wicket like this. If you hit the ball is not going to turn. But if you toss it, there's always doubt in the batsman's mind.
Some confusion between the two Kars, Palasankar and Ghani Gaukar. Is it the commentator's Kars? Can afford to the odd bat fund. It's clearly going down leg. Half an appeal from Vijay Gohil. 2 left in the over. It's been a very quiet over so far. Gohil will want to turn it into a maiden. Right. Palasankar on strike. The pressure of 4 dot balls. Where is he going to go? will get a single.
There's no need to rush it at all because the target is not too large, just 125. And with the wicket easing out because of the dew that's fallen. But the odd ball can turns, and that puts a little bit of doubt in the batsman's mind. Because if you want to play that on drive, you have to be careful of the ball not turning.
Lots of encouragement from the keeper. Slip still in place. Siddesh Lad backing his spinners. He clearly came with a set plan. They will go with spinners, will not allow the batsman any pace to work with. That'll be 2 more to add to the score. Just 3 of the over, 27 for 2, the Knights. Welcome back. The Knights now need 99 of the next 16 overs. It's been a strange sort of power play, but they're loving it. The Atul Project's fan army, they're here. They've been here since the afternoon at 3 p.m. Had a good Monday at work. Well, off work rather. Siddharth Raut. Finally some pace for the batsman to look at, but with the new ball, what should Raut's approach be? Lots of change of pace.
Yeah, I would think that they don't have too much of a choice. But I would have still waited for the spinners to bowl, allowed them to bowl a spell or two, Surya Yadav. Because this is what is going to happen, because Surya is such a good back foot player. And he's going to get into that rhythm of hitting the ball. I beg your pardon, Parikshit is a good back foot player. I would think that I would have tried for another over or two with the spinners in case you got a wicket.
So the slip's gone. Again, 2 cracking shots straight to the fielder off the back foot. Valsankar unable to pierce that inner ring. I love the sound of the bat hitting ball. And he said it's not possible to hear the tuck. It just did. I'm just building a case for those that sit inside AC boxes.
But you're wearing an earpiece.
No, I heard it through the other ear, which doesn't have an earpiece.
Oh, I see. I'm not going to fall for that.
Oh, nicely done. 3rd time lucky. He can stand there and admire a shot. Wow. I'm sure he's going to show that to his parents on Hotstar later tonight.
Majestic. They're happy. They're enjoying themselves. Oh, I'm on the screen. Look at this shot. Oh, beautiful. Deep into the crease and hit it in that gap with a very good straight bat. Beautiful. Right behind the ball.
There were so many videos of Tendulkar on his first tour to England or to Australia. One shot he played of Merv Hughes. So much joy watching that back foot punch of Tendulkar's bat, the short man. No comparison, clearly, but never need an excuse to talk about Tendulkar, do we?
Well, Tendulkar has been hitting those back foot punches since the age of 12. He didn't do it when he was 15. At 12, he was hitting those back foot punches. And in one particular match in the Kanga League, when he first played for the CCI, our club, there was, I think, Pradeep Sundaram, a quickish bowler bowling on a wet track. And young Sachin at 15 went on the back foot and hit him into the stands. Straight.
Wow. Where were phone cameras when we most needed them?
And CCI is a big ground. And he hit it into the stands, in the north stand, just above the side screen. A little Tendulkar, can you imagine? Wow. That's the time everybody noticed him and said, God, there's a prodigy that's come.
Technology has been a bit too slow, I think. 5 overs gone, 32 for 2.
It's 5 overs bowled, 32 for 2 are the Triumph Knights, Mumbai Northeast. 90 balls, 94 runs required. Shivam Malhotra getting the ball. First 3 overs bowled by the spinners, and then it's Shivam Malhotra getting ready to bowl. Last over of the power play as we welcome Charu Sharma in the commentator's box. Good evening, Charu.
Hi, Prasanna. Last over of power play, got a short third in. Even though that's run very quickly by Parikshit, I think he should be pretty aware that Surya's likely to want the lion's share of the strike here. And if I were Parikshit, I'd be very happy to let the skipper have that strike, because he had a fabulous 90 in the opening match. Unfortunately, the Triumph Knights have not been doing too much winning, not even when he got 90. But this is just so... I mean, if there were ever an opportunity to win a match easily, because you have to score only a run a ball and take no risk, no sense of adventure, just keep pushing it around, now's the time. Of course, I suspect they might still go for some big shots.
Oh, yes, they might still. Oh, nicely done. As deft as they get. A late cut. The third man was inside the circle, in the gap between third man and wicketkeeper. Boundary for Surya.
That's just excessively cheeky. Yes, the third man was in, but off a medium pacer, you don't want to thin edge it. I mean, that was as thin as he possibly could play without the ball being in the keeper's gloves.
What a lovely word, Charu. Excessively edgy. Nicely done by Surya.
Well, Siddesh Lad can only stand there and admire the expertise there. And of course, a little sense of adventure, which I was suggesting they may not want to show.
Yes, they may not want to show. But Surya, batting on 10 in 5 balls, has been in good nick. Even in the Mumbai T20 League and also in the Indian Premier League, the qualifier one that he won for the Mumbai Indians, has been in good form, and that's what a batsman wants, to be in good nick. Once you're hitting the ball well, you want to bat, you want those opportunities, and this is the ideal platform for Surya. 87 balls, 89 to win.
Yeah, but you know, the reason cricket is as exciting a game as it is because even though you might be in terrific form, you've done fabulous work in the IPL, quickly T20 Mumbai has shown that one good knock, and then two, should we say, I'm not using the word failures, but difficult situations for him. Oh, again, it was slow. The ball was in the air for quite a while. Dangerous.
He's absolutely... He plays with that straight bat. He plays in the V. Even when he pulls it, he plays it with the straight bat. We're talking about this innings of Surya, 90 that he scored.
Yeah, the opening match. And he just was fabulous. I think that was the match he hit 7 sixes. And I don't think he's added to that tally yet. But today may be the day. Later on, though. Not now, please, Surya. Not now. Play it along the ground. Make sure you have an easy passage in this game. I think he heard me.
Oh, yes, he did hear you. A slight misfield there. It'll be just a single.
Yeah, don't run off the misfield, Parikshit, because every once in a while, the problem with the misfield is what? That one batsman may spot it and the other may not. So while one thinks, oh, there's an opportunity, let's go for it, he expects the other one to be in a similar position, but the other one may be looking somewhere else because you've completed a run, you've run past the wicket, you're not really looking. So that's why it's so dangerous, and very often it's just best to say, well, I've spotted it, maybe he hasn't, just drop the idea.
It's absolutely dropped the idea of running on the misfield. Slight hesitation, but he completes the run. Will keep strike. The power play comes to an end. 6 overs bowled, 39. So the power play was done at the end of 6 overs. The Shivaji Park Lions were 31 for 2. And the Triumph Knights, Mumbai Northeast, are 39 for 2. But the only difference was that Shivaji Park Lions were trying to set a target. But here, it is the Triumph Knight Riders who are chasing a target. So that's one advantage that the Triumph Knights have. They know how much they're chasing in the 20 overs. Varun Zoizode, left-arm spinner, nicely bowled, flighted delivery, inducing the batsman to go for that drive.
Yeah, very impressive. He's, I think, making his debut and continues to flight the ball tantalizingly, always drawing the batsman into thinking, should I go for the big one or not? Already has a wicket. Of course, as we know, the pitch is affording a little bit of turn. So this is particularly good for spinners. And when we talk about spinners, of course, Siddesh Lad bowled his right arm off spin and got just reward. I don't think he'll be coming back unless the lefties come back. But by spinners, we always hear, the lefty orthodox is stuffed full of them.
Yes, once again, we're talking about a left-arm spinner doing the job for the captain in the Mumbai T20 League. Coming back for the second run. It's a direct hit, a ricochet. He dived but recovered well, so get that run. So 3 runs added.
Well, they did exactly what I was saying, don't. But this was a ricochet, of course, not a misfield. And although Surya, now that's the perfect example. Surya was fabulously ready for it. As you take a look again, it was a late decision to take the second. Watch this. Surya says, okay, it looks like we have time, go for it. And then, of course, the throw comes in, ricochets off the stumps, and watch, he's not ready at all, Parikshit. Surya luckily waits, and there was enough time for him to complete. But you don't always have that luxury. And one batsman's ready, the other's not. Run out. Bye-bye.
He has absolutely loved the way Parikshit ran that run. He lost his bat, but he was just running like a sprint.
I tell you what, if it wasn't the skipper, I think Parikshit might have said, forget about it, I'm not running.
Oh yes, that's what the skipper's presence does. And he used to play inter-school cricket, club cricket, whatever. Ensure that you don't run out the skipper. That's what used to be the funda. And that's what Parikshit is following here in the Mumbai T20 League as well.
Another decent over, only that 1-3 off it. Oh, 2 sounds! Oh no! That would have been the big fish. Little too full, we think, to cut. Yet Surya tried to be clever. Was that spin?
Oh yes, there was that spin. But think of having a slip there is Siddesh Lad. Nicely drives, beating the fielder there. It covers a single there to Surya. He'll keep strike. 7 overs bowled, 43. That's the Atul Project's run graph. 7 overs bowled, 43 for 2. Not many skyscrapers there. Taking it easy, but also 2 wickets that Shivaji Park Lions picked up. And especially the first one that Charu mentioned was picked up by the captain, Siddesh Lad. A surprise move there, bowling the first over.
Well, makes sense. Right arm off spin to a lefty bat. And then he's not a bad bowler, Siddesh. He's done pretty well on the few occasions he has bowled. And he struck gold with his very, second delivery. So maybe Karan had the mandate to go hard. He went hard the first ball. It was just a brilliant comeback by Siddesh Lad, without question.
It's absolutely a brilliant comeback. Shivam Malhotra gets ready to bowl. Nicely played, punches it towards long on as Surya Yadav. Nice little partnership building. 24 runs in 26 balls, and that's what the Triumph Knights require.
Just a run a ball. Imagine the luxury of playing a T20 match, needing to score just to run a ball. It's just, I mean, it's candy from babies, really. But of course, things go wrong sometimes because of wrong thought. You know, you feel like saying, I'm going to hit this for six, I'm going to bust the bowler, or I'm going to take a second which doesn't exist. No, just take away all the risk. Enjoy this. Push it around.
So many times it also happens, when you have these small targets, there's always that dilemma. Should I go all out or should I just take it easy, take it ball by ball? So sometimes these targets also turn out to be really complex.
Well, it's another one of those typical cricketing cliches about low-scoring thrillers, and a low-scoring match sometimes gets very difficult. You get stuck in the middle because of the thought that you were mentioning. But, at a run a ball, really, I mean, it's not a risk at all. And you will, because in most grades of cricket, certainly, and I mean no disrespect to T20 Mumbai, you will get the loose deliveries that you can put away.
Yes, you will get those loose deliveries and you need to put them away. And that is what is important. And so far, singles in this over. And as you said, that's what is required. 75 balls, 80 to win.
Yeah, so that's what happens every once in a while when you get in a... I'm not, which word do we use here? Casual? No. When you're a little quiet with your runs because you don't need too many, that's when once in a while you don't spot the four ball in time. And that's when you lose those scoring opportunities and suddenly find yourself in a bit of a hole and with a lot to chase in the end. But these guys are too clever. I mean, they are hard-boiled professionals.
Yes, hard-boiled professionals, and also the presence of the captain, the senior pro, Surya Kumar Yadav, also makes a big difference. And you can see that Parikshit also is now batting with something that he must have discussed with the captain.
Without doubt, I think Parikshit Valsankar is also a very accomplished bat. So if he were to ever think I'm going to be a hero here and go big and survive, then I have no doubt that Surya will say, listen, relax, don't do that. If we need to go big, I'm here. There are others behind. Just play your normal game without any panic, because T20 also, for batsmen, sometimes creates a lot of panic. Oh, brilliant. He might have hurt himself. It's a hard ball. It's a hard game. I think he'll survive. See the number of players who've got tape on their fingers. I mean, all the fingers are heavily taped over, and you now can see why.
Yes, absolutely, but definitely saving 3 runs, because once the ball clears that infield, very difficult for the mid-off fielder to stop that and chase that and stop. So good fielding there. Last ball coming up off the 8th over. Rudra Dande, the fielder there at covers. Definitely saving some runs. Good commitment, and that's what is required for the Shivaji Park Lions. One spirited act of a good catch, a good run out, a good save, that spurs the action on to the others.
Yeah, see, there you go. Tap it down, take the single, and cut all the risk, cut all the adventure. 8 gone, 48 for 2.
Varun.
So Varun Zoizori bowling to Surya Kumar Yadav. Nicely played towards long on. Good fielding. What a lovely shot that was. It looked so nice from where we are.
Just perfect. That's what you need to do. Play along the ground, take no risks. Show that you know how to win this match. Risk-free. Smart run to his left from long on. Siddharth having a lot of work to do, I'm sure. We go along, Zoizori.
It's again thinking of a single, but sent back by Surya Kumar Yadav. And now that the power play overs are done, the field is well spread out. A shot third man, backward point, covers, and mid-wicket, the four fielders inside the 30-yard circle. So many options to get those singles.
Well, very agricultural, but they'll get 2 for it. And I'm not so sure he should have played that slog sweep. But to his credit, he kept it along the ground, so all is forgiven.
Yes, absolutely. When you play those shots, when they come off, they look good. But when you get out, that's where it happens.
It's so easy because there's a bit of turn, bit of bounce. You might, top edge it. What for?
Yes, absolutely. What for? Just open the face of the bat, playing that towards third man. Dot ball.
I think Shedge is said to be 16, so Zori must be 13. Looks very, very young. Not hugely muscled either yet, because all these guys hit the gym so hard. They're all so tough. Zori, a bit of a distance to go.
What a wonderful platform this is. Oh, he goes aerial over mid-wicket, times it well for a 6. Parikshit Valsankar taking it on. The previous one was along the carpet. This time aerial clears it for a 6.
I wonder what his skipper's telling him right there. They had a bit of a conference, of course. Very handsome slog sweep just over the boundary line. Well, maybe 4 or 5 yards. But that's 4 or 5 yards between disaster and a 6. So maybe Surya went to tell him, listen, do you really want to do that? I mean, feel free to, but do you really want to do that?
Oh yes, definitely must have said a polite inquiry. All okay. But he connected that well, got 6 runs. Nicely driven, good shot. That is what will make everyone happy. A single there. Parikshit will keep strike. 58 for 2.
अच्छा रुक शिवम शॉट फाइन का मार्टिन.
So there we saw Parikshit Valsankar getting those 2 shots towards mid-wicket. Then maybe a quick word from the captain, and then a nice soft drive all along the carpet, got that single.
That was a captain-inspired off-drive. And very well played too. So Gohill comes back. All the bowlers have done reasonably well. It's just that when you're defending 126, I mean, your shoulders tend to drop even before you start the innings. They've done very well to take those 2 wickets. So at the top, they certainly did not allow the power play to take it away from them. But even now, too easy for the batting side.
Yes, easy for the batting side. This time, nicely played like aerial, but towards covers with the spin. Parikshit playing that towards sweeper cover.
Well, Parikshit's practicing that again as he goes to the non-strikers end. He gets a glare from Surya. And he's like, what are you doing? Play it along the ground, please. I can see that dynamics happening right there. Of course, Surya may himself go in the air, but he's the captain. I think couldn't find the timing. I don't think he was planning to play in the air, though. Got away with it.
Yes, got away with it. But that's how important it is, the presence of the captain. Captain leading from the front, also taking the youngsters all along. Comes down the wicket, takes it on the full, but straight to the fielder that it covers.
Captain to captain. Sadesh Lad, I think, there was between Surya and an easy boundary. But you will notice that Surya, despite that low full toss, didn't tonk it for a big 6 over extra. He played it along the ground. I think he's walking the talk right here.
Yes, he's setting an example. He's saying that what I'm telling you, I'm even following that. He hit it to Siddesh Lad. Surya and Siddesh had a great time at the Mumbai Indians. Teammates at IPL. Oh, this time goes aerial. A short ball and getting the deserved treatment. What a shot that was. Over extra covers for a 6 with the bat of Surya Kumar.
Yeah, the Orange Army is all applause, but they shouldn't be, because it's the Blues who are... Now that's a half-tracker. And Surya had plenty of time to rock back, give that ball a little bit of air, plenty of bat in it, and a welcome 6. What does does that do? Siddesh, of course, moves to the edge of the circle. All along the ground, that's what you want. And it was only because of that loose delivery. Remember some minutes ago I was talking about you will get a loose delivery virtually every over. And that you can put away. And we know he's naturally aggressive. But look how he's curbing his aggression and just playing along the ground saying, listen, let's win this. Also situational awareness that we're 3 matches, 1 win, 2 losses. Let's win this, then we'll see.
Oh yes, let's win this. A 6 followed by a single. And it is rubbing on to Parikshit Valsankar as well, playing it with the straight bat, trying to just give it back to Surya. And that's what, this is a good partnership, 46 of 42 balls.
Yep, last ball at the halfway stage. They are, what, 13 runs ahead already. And they can make it rather easy. Again, short. And he misses out completely. Parikshit, 66 for 2 at the halfway stage.
Live scores, news,
Team preview,
match predictions.
fan code.
Fan code.
No ads, pure sports.
Stadium, having a look at that scenario, that's exactly why this victory is so crucial for the defending champions. They're in 3rd place at the moment in this group, only 2 qualify for the semi-finals. So they need to get above, get level with the Tigers and the North Mumbai Panthers. One of the reasons perhaps it's in their interest to not just win this game, but also win it reasonably quickly, is to make sure that if it comes to level pegging, that they are going to be ahead on net run rate. This is the other group, Group B, which is where the Shivaji Park Lions are. They need to start upping the ante because a loss here will almost certainly put them out of contention. He's pierced the gap, that's for Surya Kumar Yadav. He likes that sweep shot, doesn't he?
In fact, he says it's his best shot. And I haven't seen enough player probably in India who can hit the ball so hard when he sweeps. He really gives it a whack because his stride is so long and he loves sweeping the ball. Look at that one. Almost took it 2 feet ahead of his boots.
2 feet ahead of his boots, 1 hand off the bat. It's almost a modern trend. The bats are so good, we just need 1 hand.
And they're so heavy.
Gets away with that one.
That should have gone for a 4 really, but the slowness of the wicket doesn't permit him to come down hard on the ball.
Two S Yadavs on the field, one batting, the other just fielded the ball. Oh, the elegance of that. Even when he just takes a single down to route that long on, just makes it look so elegant. .50 partnership up between Parikshit Valsankar and skipper Surya Kumar Yadav. You could see Valsankar has just decided to play the steady role. Both don't need to necessarily strike it over 100 if your target is the way it is. Very different from the kind of chase we saw in the previous game. Very busy man, he's been down there, that route, that long on, but it just shows how much in the V these two batsmen have played in the partnership.
That's always good to do that. I've been advocating this, playing in the V from day one, because these wickets are difficult to, play to extra cover or to mid-wicket against the break. The safest shot is to hit straight. But yes, Parikshit Valsankar also is in great nick. He's been batting beautifully, hitting the ball right in the middle of the blade, playing orthodox shots all the time.
It's a little flourish of the bat again from Surya Kumar Yadav. So much in control he looks. It's the end of 11. It's 73 for 2. It's a no contest as far as the Dream 11 points are concerned. Royston Dias with 54, ahead of the rest by a distance. Siddesh Lad on 33, and I can tell you this is a dynamic list, so it's going to keep changing. Surya Kumar Yadav will sneak into that list and start working his way up. The birthday boy is in there as well, Parker. Royston Dias is the front runner for the Dream 11 game changer of the match.
He did bowl a great spell today, getting 4 wickets. He attacked, basically because Gautam, he attacked the stumps all the time. He was bowling last evening and he was angling the ball across, and his natural ball is to make the ball go away. All that the batsmen were doing is to tuck it to deep third man or to squack at him if it was short. But today he bowled an excellent line. He attacked the stumps all the time, and that's why he got all those wickets.
It's always a good sign if you have a bad day. Maybe go back to the drawing board, sleep on it, come back, reinvent yourself the next day, and if your performance can change. He was on a hat-trick today, missed out on that one. But as you said, accuracy and making sure if the batsmen miss.
And nothing like doing the basics right.
Ronak Sharma, can he pick up a wicket of his first ball? Just goes straight to the fielder. One bounce. But we've got a busy man down on the sideline somewhere. Manish Batavia, who have you caught?
Well, he's got a big smile on his face, and why not? It's a happy-looking, relaxed-looking dugout behind me, Atul Ranade, the coach. Coach, 1 win, 2 losses. What was the talk like before this game in the dressing room?
Unfortunately, we've put ourselves in a must-win situation every game. So not much choice left, to be honest, and we just got to go out there and win it.
Good toss to lose, you think?
Very good toss to lose, because you're always in a dilemma on such a surface where you don't know, if you're going to chase and then how much you're going to chase, or if you're going to put it up on the board, how many you need to put it up, because in a night game, this is the first night game after, we played 3 games in daylights, in a normal day. So it was always a challenge what to do. So it was good to lose the toss.
Surya Kumar Yadav is perhaps the Knights' fixed deposit, isn't it? Now, after the first couple of wickets, was there a bit of a concern? Are we going to mess it up? Smallest total? What was it like in your mind?
No, I mean, with this total, if we lose, then I think we shouldn't go home at all. Just start practicing here all over again. The bowlers had done a fantastic job. They have put their hand up and put up and restricted SPG Lions to 125, and then to mess it up would be a real criminal.
So Shivam Dubey has been the talk of the town, clearly the danger man. Was there a plan in place? A little birdie tells me, the big one there. More runs coming the Knights' way. Was there a plan in place for Shivam Dubey? Maybe the short delivery, is that what you guys went in with?
Well, we wanted to keep the ball, try and keep the ball as away from him, because you know when it's in his arc, it goes out of the park. And he's come off from IPL, and he's played all the good bowlers at the IPL, so obviously his confidence is very high, and he's played a tidy inning in the last game, so anyone would be wary of him. But yes, unfortunately the bouncer worked, our new bowler delivered, and Surya took a fantastic catch.
There's also a bit of a buzz around the birthday boy Akash Parker. Now, what do you make of that guy? Because he seems to do everything right these days.
Well, we're happy that he has come into form, and he's come into his bowling form, to be honest, and it's a happy situation for us, because he didn't bowl in the first game, if you remember, and for him to come back in the next 2 games and take crucial wickets of Sarfaraz Khan and Shivam Dubey and this guy today, he got under Siddesh Lad today, which was, big wickets, and both the main run getters or big names, and it makes a dent in their confidence.
What do you make? I mean, I've got to ask you about the son of that friend of yours from Sahitya Sahava Society. What do you make of young Arjun?
Arjun, I'm extremely happy for him. Is fantastic. He's always raring to go, and it was good that he came back. He brought his team back into the game after his crucial 3 wickets. I was watching in the hotel, and thanks to those 3 crucial wickets where they couldn't cash on the fantastic opening partnership, they were not able to get a big total, and they chased it. So he's an absolute good asset to any side.
Maybe we'll do a separate interview with you on Sachin himself. For now, thanks so much, Coach.
You're most welcome.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you to Atul Ranade and to our spy, Manish Batavia. At the end of 12, it's 83 for 2.
नहीं 2-3 ओवर जल्दी खत्म 2-3
One look at that comparison and you can see what used to be called a walk in the park is now called a walk in Shivaji Park for the men from the northeast of Mumbai. They've invaded Shivaji Park and they're simply strolling home at the moment, unless the Orange Brigade can do something, unless Shivam Dubey can do something. He hasn't done it with the bat, but remember, he is an all-round talent. And can he provide some magic with ball in hand and turn this match around?
I think Shivam Dubey, perhaps Gautam could have come in a little earlier to bowl a 1 or 2 over spell. It's a bit late for one of your main bowlers to come into bowl in the 13th over, because by now most of the runs have been scored.
Point there, we've understood a couple of the tactics from Sidesh Lad, where he's generally got quite the pulse of the game. Sorry, I was just going to point out the bowler and the fielder at mid-off. We talk about resemblances. Of course, there was a lot of talk last season about Shivam Dubey and the obvious connection to Yuvraj Singh, which he instantly denied, even though he's got the swagger, he's got the left-handed shot stroke play. The only difference is when he has ball in hand. But of course, when I interviewed him, he said, what? Who? Yuvi who? No. I mean, I admire him, but I have nothing to do with him. Don't look like him. And that simply looks gorgeous. What a pickup shot from Surya Kumar. Again, a trademark shot. Against the spinners, it's the sweeps. Against the quicker bowlers, it's that lovely whippy pickup that he has.
Oh, he plays beautifully on the onside. Look at that pickup shot. Just elegance. Absolute elegance.
It's his own version of a toned-down helicopter. He doesn't have the finish for it, but it doesn't matter. It's still flying like a good chopper.
Sometimes when Surya is batting, he gives you the impression that there is no offside at all. But he's supposed to play only on the onside. And there you go. He has great shots on the onside, really.
Making a second run there. There you can see the Skoda maximum sixes this season. Sujit Naik was on top of the list, but with that particular hit, with that particular maximum, Surya Kumar Yadav goes right on top with 9. And with ball in hand, Shivam Dubey, he's had 7 of them, none today. Oh, in the gap, 1 bounce, 4. That delivery was asking to be hit. halfway down, not quite the pace to just trouble the batsman, and taken by Parikshit Valsankar.
That's no great bowling at all, because he bowled it so short on a very slow wicket that Parikshit Valsankar, who's in great form, had all the time in the world. One over pitch to Surya Kumar and one short to Parikshit.
Yeah, peace of mind is what you get in a run chase like this, with Surya Kumar Yadav in charge, and when the Skoda Rapid Onyx is in charge, with 6-year warranty and 4-year insurance, deal in 6s and 4s, then everything's not even a walk in the park anymore. It's just a beautiful drive along the avenues of Mumbai. Now, we've given him all the credit. Why would he go and do that? 96 for 2. We've seen quite a lot of elegance, straight shots. As you said, he prefers the onside, but sometimes just maybe gets a little over-ambitious. The kind of shots he used to play as a finisher when he played for a different franchise from the eastern part of the country in the IPL. This one's, of course, a foregone conclusion. We've seen huge buildings constructed, and that's why they're so far ahead of the game, and they need 30 or 42. But something tells me the reason for that stroke from Surya is they've really got an eye on that net run rate because of where they stand.
Sometimes Surya tends to get carried away, as a result of which he plays these shots. But there's no reason really to play those shots, because he's stroking the ball so well in front of the wicket and even square. So I really don't know why he did that. Maybe once in a way he likes to play those fancy shots.
Talking about Surya Kumar, and you can see all those runs that he scores. It's almost as if the ones on the offside are kind of invisible, because he kind of squeezes them in, and the ones that we really enjoy are those runs on the onside, which we kind of remember. That's why it registers the way it does.
And give him a ball on his legs, or say on the middle end leg, and he can whip it to any part of the ground really, right from square leg to mid-on. So he's basically so strong on the onside. Not that he doesn't have a great off drive. He has a magnificent off drive. The first ball that he played when he came into bat, Siddesh Lad again trying his luck from the other end, from the pavilion end. But coming to Surya again, you know, he's so elegant on the onside.
Right ball.
Nothing elegant about that from the captain of the Shivaji Park Lions. Is he already resigned to going through the last rites here? That would have been wide as well, except the batsman decided that let me pick up. 1 run. Didn't risk anything. Strong arm of Shivam Dube. 44 of 29. It's a victory that's been set up, certainly, by Royston Dias and the bowling unit.
Look at the size of the bat. Look at the bulge. No wonder he can hit the ball so deep into the stands. Once again, whacks it. Oh, that's pathetic again. Poor fielding. Shivam Dube, the culprit this time.
Angel delivery from Siddesh Lad, just turning to a bit of medium pace, maybe a bit of frustration as well.
I think the Lions seem to have really given up the fight. The inevitable, they're waiting for the inevitable to happen. Meanwhile, the Knights need to play a little faster so that they can improve that run rate of theirs, even if it's by 0.05.
Unnoticed, the 100 coming up. little bit of a grunt from Siddhesh Lahad as he's just trying some variety, maybe to distract the batsman, break this partnership. But nothing's going to break the resolve of this man, captain of the defending champions. Bit of a dilemma if you're wearing orange. And the cameras focus on you. Are you going to show your despondency because your team are behind? Or are you going to show your lovely smiles that you can flash because you've had a good time at the cricket, come what may? They've chosen the latter. That's going to be 4. It's not. It is. So it was 4, then not 4, and now finally 4.
Throughout the fielder, but a great effort. It's just as if they're waiting for the inevitable. Tossed up delivery, whacked on the offside. And that's a brilliant, brilliant save, really. Only not to stop the 4.
He was trying to be cheeky there.
Siddhesh Lahad has been wiping the ball with the duster. In that case, why would he have decided to bat first? Because everybody knows that bowling with a soapy ball with dew is very difficult.
Six overs to go. They need 20 of the last 6 to register their second win at T20 Mumbai 2019. 106 for 2. Great partnership of now 86 of 68 between Valsankar and Surya Kumar Yadav. That red worm continues to leap higher and higher. Just want that angle to change so that they can finish things off with enough deliveries to spare that they can dent the net run rate sufficiently. And it's going to be 3 losses out of 3 for the Shivaji Park Lions, last year's runners-up.
Left arm round.
Presume, Gautam, that would end their chances to go ahead at all, isn't it?
Well, it certainly looks like that, because even though you play 5 matches, somehow you'd imagine just 4 points may not take you through. Still not mathematically out of it.
Parishit Valsankar, I must mention that he started off as a leg spin bowler, really. He was a bowler batsman, but now he's developed into an extremely decent all-rounder because he bowls his leggies and he bats at number 3 in most competitions. So I must say that that's great progress for the young lad.
So he's been elegance personified throughout now. 3 short of a half century. Batted absolutely brilliantly, but his last 2 efforts have been the most almighty ugly heaves. I think he's realized it now. All right, let me just press the reset button. We've just lost the plot in the last 5 minutes or so.
I think tired forearms is the answer to that. Wanting to finish off quickly. Ah, there it is. He needs a glass of water.
That's a little fortunate. How many is he going to get for that? Just picks up a couple. Parikshit Valsankar. Very clever innings from him, while Surya Kumar is striking at 145.5. He knows that the need of the hour is just to stay with his captain. He's done that, striking at 100. Partnership 10, short of 100. Happy with the singles.
This is like batting practice, really. Half volleys, hit me where you want, get that single, relieve me quickly of the rest of the overs. There's no effort whatsoever to ping things down, but it's a bit late. 15 runs of 31 balls. Obviously, they've lost the plot.
Not the way he would have wanted to bring up a 50, but he'll get it nonetheless. Probably looking somewhere at backward point, but going to third man, a very fine third man. And uses what little energy he's got left to raise the bat to a very decent crowd here at the Wankhede Stadium on a Monday evening, appreciating the knock from the captain of the defending champions of Mumbai T20. At the end of 15, it's 115 for 2, just 11 short of their second victory.
So then on the verge of their second win, that should pretty much keep them in the race. The defending champions in the race for the final four. They were 24-2 at one stage, but when you have Surya Kumar Yadav, the fixed deposit, why worry? Oh, first such moment where Charu Sharma often says heave-ho.
Went for the big heave-ho and missed completely. And that's, well, cut very fine. Little under-edgy. But fine 50. Of course, we'll have to say under very little pressure, relatively. Parikshit wants to go big, and he does. Should that go to long off? No, just over. So somebody's going to want to play hero here, and for the moment it's Parikshit. Gets his 50 as well. I think he was wondering whether he was going to get time to finish his 50. Much slower than Surya, but very welcome half century, and it's a wonderful stand. 101, the partnership in only 76. Just what they needed after losing 2 wickets.
Well, Parikshit Valasankar sent a happy tremor through to his own dugout. Have a look at where that ball landed. Just telling his teammates, relax guys, we've got this. Now the question is, who gets the man of the match? It's a tough one.
Fabulous. Nice, clean strike. Maybe not as clean as you might have liked. By the way, which over is this? I forget.
By the way, in case you're looking for any investment advice, get in touch with Charu Sharma. I know he's not active on Twitter. Figure his email, because he seems to get these predictions spot on. He said, listen, 16th over will be done. And we are done. Charu Sharma was spot on, and so is Surya Kumar Yadav. Just the way they faced this chase. A smallish total, one of those totals that perhaps needle the chasing team at times. 126 to get, and they've done it so easily. They've it's almost like a walk in the park. What happened there?
Not so sure. I do think that they're wondering whether they have passed the 127 for victory, because this is 126 for 2 at this point of time. But are we satisfied? 126 was the target. They're just confirming. And so Surya, well done. I think Parikshit also allowing the skipper to hit the winning runs. Well done, Surya. All smiles. And the crowd here at the Wankhede have enjoyed, for a change, a nice, easy, comfortable chase. I know people like thrillers in T20, but every once in a while you've got to do the right thing, show the right attitude. And these two have done very well. Remember, of course, they lost 2 early wickets. So very valuable stand, this partnership of 106.
Yes, before this game, in 3 they had lost to 1, just 1. And this win will give this dugout, the dressing room, a sense of calm, a sense of belief that they're still in it. The runners-up from last season, Atul Ranade, I spoke to him a little while ago, looked nice and relaxed, big smile on his face, and why not? It's been a good all-round show by the team.
And of course, also by the birthday boy here, 2 for 15 in his 3 overs. That was a very important role that Akash Parker played. So with not too much to chase, and yet, of course, after 2 wickets, we'll have to say, very fine batting performance, virtually risk-free. Just a couple of shots that they played and missed or were in the air when they shouldn't have been in the air, but otherwise just exactly the kind of batting strategy and tactics that you might have expected from somebody as experienced as Surya Yadav.
Right, Karan Shah and Sumit Ghadigaonkar not quite doing the job at the top. Wicket in the first over. Siddesh Lal, the captain, opening the innings. A bit of a surprise that, the off-spinner. And then Ghadigaonkar unable to time that shot down the track. Gotten bowled by Varun, the new left-arm spinner making his T20 Mumbai debut. And then it was all peacetime as Parikshit Valasankar and Suryakumar Yadav got into a century partnership of 106 off 78 deliveries, taking their team home by 8 wickets.
Little joy for Siddesh as he struck in the very first over, and also a wicket for Varun, but thereafter nothing. They didn't bowl too badly, didn't have too much of a total to defend, so it was rough on the bowlers. Shivam particularly going for a lot, and Ronak too, the two men who could have done it with a bat, didn't quite work with the ball.
Highlights, it was pretty much a batting show, and well, this is how it was. The second ball, the first went for a boundary over extra cover, and then what Milind Rege refers to as a pathetic shot. The runs never really stopped coming. There was not much in it for the bowlers. That one was perhaps the last bit of success for the Shivaji Park Lions. And then came the deadly duo of Valasankar and Suryakumar Yadav. Lots of gorgeous shots off the back foot, hitting the ball all across. Some cheeky, cute shots as well. A lot of intelligent cricket, wasn't it, Charu?
Well, you see a couple of big shots, but largely they did it by playing along the ground. And only when the ball was really there for the big hit, as Surya, of course, leaned back on that short one, did they go aerial. But in the main, along the ground, and keep saying that they keep hitting the ball up in the air. But very comfortable when we have to say they did everything just right, the batsman.
There's a certain calm, quiet confidence about how the Knights spaced this chase, perhaps setting a template for other teams to follow, to go about such chases, such tricky chases in a very cool, controlled manner.
That's how Surya got to his 50. And I'm sure he's going to top that sixes list when we next show it. But it's just said, well, if you can hit it big, I can hit it bigger. And that was how he got to his 50. And finally, of course, allowing Surya Yadav to go in the air once again to get a boundary and seal the deal. The Triumph Knights now 4 matches, 2 lost, 2 won. And they have only 1 match left, which they need to win to have a possibility of going through into the final 4.
Right, good toss to lose, said Atul Ranade while the game was on. Happy to restrict the Shivaji Park Lions to 125 for 9. Royston Dias having a terrific day, probable for the Man of the Match award, 4 for 26 for him. The Knights chasing down 126 by 8 wickets, staying in the hunt for the semi-finals. Let's go now to Gautam Bhimani for the presentation.
Yes, not every match can end up being a cliffhanger, but nonetheless, we saw a very clinical performance from the defending champions to take them home. They'd lost the first 2 games, and they've come back in style to win the next 2. Unfortunately for the Shivaji Park Lions, it's been 3 losses out of 3. Firstly, let me thank the sponsors on behalf of the MCA, Dream 11, Skoda, Atul Projects, Wardwiz, Seagate, and Bisleri. Also to my left, we've got the presentation party all in readiness. First, representing the MCA, Mr. Shah Alam Sheikh. Thank you for joining us. From the 2 teams, from the Triumph Knights, we have Aparna Thakur. And from the Shivaji Park Lions, we have Sanjana Jain joining us. Thank you, ma'am. First, I'd like to invite the winning captain who was instrumental last season, and he started doing it this season as well. Knows his ground like the back of his hand. Please welcome Suryakumar Yadav. Surya, I've never seen a bigger smile on a captain who ends up losing the toss. You were obviously delighted. You were happy to chase anything, weren't you?
Yeah, obviously, at Wankhede, you know, with the dew coming up later on, any target is chaseable. And same thing I told my boys, let's try and restrict them to around 140, 160, 150 runs. So it will be easy for us to chase.
So what do you think was the secret to your boys' success, that they went above the captain's brief and kept them even less?
Only one thing I said to my boys when we came here: just carry the same energy what they created in the last game against I think which team I forgot which team we played, but the same energy I told them to carry on, and they did it really well. And 125, I think, on this wicket, bowling first was a tremendous job by them.
When you're so used to winning, you forget which team you've beaten, but that's all right. When you were going out to bat, the only time you were not smiling, you didn't have your trademark smile, was when you lost 2 early wickets. Any worries at that point, or was it always in control?
Yeah, 100%, because whenever you see a small total on the board and early wickets down, you can't actually smile at that time. But I knew if I play till the end with Parikshit, then the total would be easily chaseable.
Just a final question. You lost the first 2. Now you've got the winning momentum. Back to memories of last season?
100%. The same thing I told my boys when we lost we lost 2 games. That two lose games doesn't make us a bad team. Just bring that energy. Just follow your routines process. Let's go back to basics, what we did last year, and we'll be back to winning ways.
It looks like the Knights are back. Thank you for your time. All the best for the next game.
Thanks. Cheers.
Surya Kumar Yadav, the triumphant captain of the Knights. As we said, we had a few contenders for the player of the match, but for that sterling spell, once on a hat-trick but didn't get it. 4 for 26. Our player of the match today is Royston Dias. Royston, like to come up and pick up the trophy first from Aparna Thakur, and the 50,000 check from Mr. Shah Alam Sheikh. Quick pose for the cameras, and then we'll have a chat with Royston. Just chatted with your captain, Royston, and he said you were wanting to keep them to about 140, 150, but you got greedy.
Actually, I believe it's a great team to play in, first of all, because all the boys, they've been doing really well. Even when we lost the first 2 games, if you look at it that way, defending a low total, and still we pushed the team to the 19th over. So I think we've been doing well as a team, and that's how we go about it.
Now, you bowled in 2 different parts of the game. You started off getting that early wicket, and then, of course, finished off when you were on a hat-trick. So did you have different strategies for different parts of the innings?
Yeah, it was a slowish wicket. The ball was gripping a bit. So initially in the power play, I wasn't trying to do much. I was just trying to bowl to my strengths. And then at the end, we had plans. I discussed a few plans with Surya, and luckily they worked for me.
And finally, of course, celebration that you've got 2 wins on the trot, but a bit of birthday party in the dressing room?
Yeah, it's Akash's birthday today. He's like a brother to me. So this one is for Akash.
Go and enjoy the celebration.
Thank you.
Royston Dias, player of the match. That's all we have from the presentation as the Knights are back in business.
Well done, Royston Dias. Well done, Triumph Knights. And they live on. 4 matches played, 2 lost to 1. They do top this table in terms of net run rate. North Mumbai Panthers unfortunately lost today, but they're 4-2 as well. And so are Akash Tigers. Much lower on the net run rate though. So it's going to be a very interesting concept. Eagle Thane Strikers in trouble for now. They have 2 matches to go though. So Sober Supersonics can do nothing wrong so far. Arcs and Dairy also have done very well on the cusp of qualifying for the final 4. But Namo Bandra Blasters are in trouble. Only 1 match won so far in Shivaji Park Lions. Oh, in big trouble. Maybe a mathematical possibility, but I'm sure they will continue to play for pride. So where do we go with our game changer of the match? It's Royston Dias here, the 4 wickets. This is early on, and a big one. Nice easy catch at mid-on. And then, of course, in the final over, I think he took 3 Askaya off his own bowling. A nice catch, that one particularly. It was swirling away. And then this one at the boundary. Very well taken by Surya Kumar Yadav. And finally, another cotton ball gave him 4 for just 26. The last ball went for 6, but he will take those 4 wickets. And a very special day turned out to be for him. So he is our official Dream 11 game changer of the day. Dream 11 points earned. Of course, Royston Dias right on top. But Surya Yadav did very well. Parikshit too. It has caused a lot of good with that fine knock in the company of his skipper. Siddesh Lad unfortunately could not do much with the bat, but he did take a wicket. And Tamori also a reasonable outing with the bat. So what's coming up on day 8 here at T20 Mumbai? First, the unbeatable Sober Supersonics will take on the Bandra Blasters, who desperately need a win. That's at 3:30 p.m, our first match. And of course, they're all double-headers, so Arcs Andheri, who still have a good chance, will take on Eagle Thane Strikers, who will need a win desperately. That's our evening match at 7:30 p.m, Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage of T20 Mumbai. Today, day 7, and of course, as always, we do look forward to your company tomorrow on behalf of the entire production team. Thanks for joining us. Good night.